Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, almost good middle of the day, good afternoon, good lunchtime, people. How y'all doing today? Hey, Brand, thanks for joining me. Y'all, we got some stuff to talk about today. Okay, let me say my good morning so we can get into it. Uh, Good morning, Rodney. Good morning, Jay. So JC. Good morning, Mika. Good morning, Nita M. Tanya. Hey, Brand. Queen Bob. Hello, Tanya. How you doing? Thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. Well, honey, look here. We got to get into some things, right? So we're going to be doing a reaction video this morning about this Nicki Minaj situation pertaining to her husband. This story is really picking up traction, and since there wasn't nothing going on these beef sector YouTube streets this weekend, not much at all. I figure we can get into the story because it's very interesting. The victim is now Nicki Minaj's husband's victim is now speaking out. I'll give you some backstory up on that. But first, let me do this little recap of the beef sector. But the reaction video is about the victim speaking out, right? Nothing that went on the beef sector because, like I said, it wasn't nothing much at all. We know that Saturday, and I took the weekend off. Sometimes you get burnt out, and when I get to feeling like my head is hurting, from hearing these people's voices, it's time for me to take a little, couple of days off, right? So that's why you didn't get any videos from me this morning. That coupled with the fact that there really was nothing going on anyway. If you guys can hear me, please hit the one because I'm kind of far back from my microphone, but my microphone be booming, so maybe you guys can hear me. And if you can't hear me, just let me know. But hit the one if you can hear me good, okay? So anyway, as far as this weekend in the beach sector go, the one thing that I saw interesting, I feel like making a video about it because I knew everybody else was gonna make a video about it. Good, you guys can hear me. Thank you so much for letting me know. We know that what is his name? QB did an apology video after Five Babe, went on there talking and said she want peace and all this and all that. So he then went on there. QB went on there and did an apology video to D Ramsey and Leo the Lioness Queen. He had to kiss the ring of Sean Bradley and Five Babe. We know that happened. A lot of people did videos about it. I was not impressed because we know this is what he was going to do anyway. We are not impressed over here with that, right? So after that, I guess he tried to get his pride back, and he went on. Him and Lady P went and did a video. Almond Eyes said, good morning. Good morning, Almond Eyes. Hope all is well. Yes, I'm fine, love. Y'all staying healthy away from Miss Rona. Absolutely. I'm trying to stay away from it as far as I can. You've been hearing about the victim speaking out. Yeah, we're going to talk about it this morning because I found the interview that's very interesting. Okay. And I haven't done entertainment news in a while, but this is really gaining traction. And another reason why I want to talk about it is let me finish the recap first. Okay. Y'all get me sidetracked. After QB did the apology video, he then went on Lady P's channel, and they were, talking about some people. I didn't listen to all of it. Like I said, I don't even want to play none of it. They're not entertaining to me. But Lady T went on Lady P's channel, and they were talking about different Regis Heart of Philadelphia and a couple of other people. We got papers going around here, federals. People wanting to put papers on people for talking, all of this and all that. I am not impressed. It's been done before. They're just doing it again. It's pretty much regurgitated old commentary. I don't know what to do. I mean, it's weak sauce when you dock somebody. It's weak sauce when you're trying to run to the popo, all because of something somebody said on YouTube, okay? So anyway, that's what I feel about that. But as a result of Lady P evidently talking all this stuff with QB, Lady P, I seen a video from Rick Reed, and he says that Jay Dunn popped Lady P, right? So I'm looking at this video, and she pretty much doxed Lady P's Facebook account. Let me just say that. Hey, Clark, I didn't say it once. I'm going to say it 1,000 times. Facebook is not your friend. When you decide to be a content creator, especially a messy content creator on YouTube or even a non-messy content creator, Facebook is not your friend. Okay? When you start uploading videos, please delete or private your Facebook page. Okay? Because people tend to spill all their daggone tea on Facebook, and somebody is going to pick it up. That's just what's going to happen, right? I'm just saying. But anyway, Lady T, evidently Jay Dunn put some kind. I didn't go back to look at it, but evidently from what I heard, Jay Dunn put some kind of info on her community wall concerning Lady P. You know what I mean? And then Rick Reed did an exposed video about the information. He was showing a lot of, a lot of info from Facebook about it. So, if y'all want to check that out, y'all can check that out. The only other thing that I seen interesting, Pizarro had a live stream yesterday, and in that live stream yesterday, they were having a conversation about, content creators and subscribers, and moreover about, being vigilant of what you say out your mouth, because we know that mental health is real on these YouTube streets, right? And if you start making threats, to people on YouTube or suggesting, which we have seen before, people making threats of bodily harm and other kind of stuff, people wanting to pull up and all this and all that, you don't never know who watching in the background. Hey, Jessica, and somebody might take you up on that. And somebody, yeah, I got my membership in review, Jessica. I sure do. Your membership be available. I'm going to leave a comment under one of your videos. Okay, about some kind. Okay, Jessica, if you leave the comment now under one of the videos, I'll look at it now. And if we have time, I'll talk about it today. You see what I'm saying? Let me know what's going on, girl. I appreciate it. Because there ain't much been going on these YouTube streets. What I've seen, at least nothing I want to talk about. But anyway, Pizarro was having that conversation. And I jumped on there. You should absolutely be careful of what you say. If you are a content creator, especially, when you're talking about bodily harm, doing bodily harm. Thank you, Jessica, to somebody, because you never know. Stuff gets so hyped up, especially in the sector, to the point to where, and mental illness is real, to the point to where somebody could actually get hurt offline. It could go beyond calling the police and CPS. Somebody could actually, get harmed, because it ain't the people that's comment that you have to worry about. Most of the time, it's people in the clouds that don't ever say nothing that will do something to you. So you have to be careful, and you have to be vigilant of what you say. We got a lot of fans on YouTube too, but the extended word of fan is fanatic. We got a lot of fanatics on YouTube. You got a lot of people that worship a lot of these people that are dysfunctional anyway, and we know we got a couple of them in the sector, and you got to be mindful of what you say. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you don't really want nobody to get hurt off of what's going on YouTube. So I commented on that video. After that, I did a couple of comments under. I popped on Pizarro's panel about that, because I've been talking about that forever and ever, right? So after that, the only other video I saw was Brianna Simone did a panel. She was calling Living Legends, and on that panel she had Spill It Boy TV, Duchess Kelly Love, and Lady Nicki. Those were the living legends. She did an interview with them. It was a very good interview. It was very nice. It was a wonderful thing to listen to, because it wasn't no tea. It was just them explaining how they, maneuver the challenge, as well as how they move through these YouTube streets. And that video is interesting if you guys want to check that out. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's pretty much all that I saw that was even remotely interesting to me on these YouTube streets this weekend. Because like I said, they were kind of dry. But you guys go check that info out if you want to. What Jay Dunn, I don't know why Jay Dunn decided to expose Lady P's Facebook info and whatever else. I don't know what the purpose was, for that, but she did it. Like I'm saying, if you got to dock somebody to win a conversation, try to shame them based on their livelihood, that's weak sauce, in my opinion. I ain't with that. Okay, because if I can't beat you with my words, then I don't need to be on here. Okay, because we all grown, and that's how I feel about that. I'm just saying. But anyway, move right along. So what I want to do a reaction video to is some info that I found out concerning Nicki Minaj and her husband, Kenneth Petty, right? Now, I haven't done entertainment news in a while, but like I said, these streets been kind of dry, so let's talk about it, right? So back in 1994, Nicki Minaj's now husband and child's father of their son, Kenneth Perry, he allegedly raped a young woman when he was 16 years old. She was 16 years old. And as a result of that, he has to register as a sex offender, right? So he moved to California with Nicki Minaj. They moved together. However the story went, he failed to register as a sex offender, and as a result of that, he was arrested. And he is now he is still in trouble for not registering as a sex offender in California, right? So as a result of that, a lot of things are now coming out. And one of the things that are coming out that the alleged victim, the woman that he was supposed to rape when he was 16 years old, which caused him to have to be a registered sex offender, she is speaking out because she is allegedly in fear of her life. She says she has been contacted by Nicki Minaj at one point in time. They offered her $20,000 in hush money. They offered her money to recant her story. There's a lot of stuff going on. And not only that, the alleged daughter of the victim has spoken out on Facebook. And so these are the videos that we're going to be reacting to. And also we're going to be reacting to. First, I'm going to play the video for y'all of the woman speaking out herself, right? Then there's another video that a lot of people aren't talking about. Back in 2018, Candace from Candace Daytime Tea Time, she did a video. She did an interview with the victim, and she spoke in depth about what happened surrounding the case. You know what I mean? And we're gonna that is a video that we're gonna review. We're also gonna review the video of the victim's daughter speaking out. And she's got some info that she want to share too. And y'all know me, when I get to digging down a rabbit hole, honey, ain't no telling what's gonna pop up. Because you guys know when I get on something, I really like to I really like I'm reading it now, Jessica. I really like to go in depth about the issue. Do you see what I'm saying? And so, yeah. So that's what we're going to do. Hold on a minute, guys. Let me read what Jessica had to say here. Hold on. It's a marriage. Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that, Jessica. Yeah. I don't know if I did a video or if I ever talked about that, but yeah, that is definitely something that we can get into. You know, after I upload this, after I get, like I said, the membership button is up for review right now, and I'll listen out and we'll get into that. But thank you, Jessica. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm disturbed about it too because it's getting quite deep. Because she's saying she received death threats because she didn't want to accept the hush money. Honey, it's a lot going on. But it's a lot that people are not talking about. And you know us, honey, we're going to talk about it. All right? So yeah, I believe the victim. I believe the victim too. I just feel she should be contacting the authorities, not you too. Yeah, now see, I don't like the victim shame, but my thing is, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm kind of torn. You know what I mean? Not about what happened. I believe she was at the Nicki Minaj's husband. He was convicted, of assaulting this girl. That is a fact. He wouldn't be in trouble right now if he would have, complied with the rules and registered as a sex offender. You know what I mean? That is true, but it's a lot extra. There's a lot of extra stuff going on. And I'm wondering why now. Do you see what I'm saying? This happened in 1994. Why now? Do you see what I'm saying? And this interview that I'm going to play for y'all that we're going to react to is very telling. And but I don't believe in victim shaming. If the guy was convicted in the court of law of having done this to this woman. So, yeah. And a lot of people saying that they were girlfriend and boyfriend. They were 16 years old. At the end of the day, no means no. All right? No means no. And that's just the bottom line. But you also have to ask, that's right, Season of the Witch, why now? Why all of this now? You also have to ask that. And it's just the truth. And those are just my opinions. But I absolutely do not believe in victim shaming. And no absolutely means no. All right? Nobody has a right to do anything to you if you tell them no. All right? I believe the victim. I feel she should be. I read that. Thank you, Miss Olivia. You've spoken on tribes. Not specifically. I was amazed. Yeah, Jessica, we'll definitely speak on it. Absolutely. We'll absolutely speak on it. Chef, this came out now because he is trying to get himself removed. Yeah. He is trying to get himself removed from the sex offender registry, Chef. You're absolutely right. And we'll talk about that too. But like I said, it's a lot going on. Okay. This right here between Nicki Minaj, her husband, and the alleged victim. And I have to say alleged because I wasn't there. That's the only reason why I'm saying alleged, because I have to. Allegedly. Okay, I have to say that. Especially when you're doing entertainment news of this nature, you always want to insert the allegedly part into it because I was not there. So allegedly, the victim has talked to Nicki Minaj on the phone. She has people contact the victim. She basically wants this to go away. From my understanding, she wants them not to allegedly intimidate her or threaten her life. She says she's had to move a couple of times out, but you heard it in the video, right? And but also, Nicki Minaj. I don't know if y'all remember, or even if y'all know, y'all hear the warning if y'all know that Nicki Minaj's brother was convicted of assaulting his stepdaughter. Okay, and he is in jail for that right now. Nicki Minaj defended her brother up till she couldn't defend him anymore. And he brutally assaulted that little girl. I think she was like 11 or 12 years old at the time, and her and her mother defended this brother tooth and nail. And now she's going through this thing with her husband, and I'm seeing a pattern here. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm seeing when it comes to Nicki Minaj, I'm seeing a pattern. It makes me wonder, like what happened to her in her childhood that she can't seem to reconcile her mind, with this. But yeah, I'm glad y'all remember. Yeah, but she stood beside her brother, tooth and nail. You see what I'm saying? And so I was kind of taken aback. So yeah, taken aback by the way she defended him. I really was. As well as the mother, you know. And so yeah, it was just interesting. So let me pull up this video, and we'll get started. Okay. First video, I'm gonna let y'all hear what the woman had to, the actual victim, in her own words, what she had to say, and we'll get to the Candace Daytime Tea Time interview after that. This is a very important subject to me, and like I said, I don't believe in victim shaming. I believe that no means no. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's just all just very unfortunate that this is exploding like this. I don't think that we're hearing the end of this. I don't know if it's coming out because he could possibly have to do more time in jail because he didn't register as a sex offender in the state of California. You know what I mean? And this has been hanging over his head since he was 16 years old. Why would you not register in the state of California? Hey Derek, how you doing? And so it's just very interesting to me. So anyway, we're gonna listen to what she says. This is the victim herself speaking out. And we're gonna see what she had to say. But like I said, what's even more interesting, and I just play a little bit of this, but what's more interesting is the video from Candace Daytime Tea Time. Okay? Because she goes into details, right? And so yeah, and after that, we'll review what the daughter had to say on Facebook. All right. So anyway, y'all, this is the victim. I don't know her name. I don't know if anybody knows her name, but this is the woman that accused and Nicki Minaj's husband of assaulting her back in 1994, and he was convicted of this assault, and he has to register wherever he goes. He has to register as a sex offender because of that. But anyway, these are her words right here, right?
So I decided to make this video.
I hit the one if y'all can hear it.
I feel like even though it's something that happened 26 years ago, I'm still living with the effects now. On September 16th, 1994, it was a Friday morning. I left my home on my way to a city bus stop, headed to school. I was going to John Adams High School at the time in Queens, New York. And I was met at the bus stop by Mr. Kenneth Petty. At the time, I knew him as Kenny. We grew up in the same neighborhood. My mother and his mother used to run the streets together. His uncle worked at the local tire shop that was there on Rockaway Boulevard. I didn't know his whole family, but there was a few members of his family that knew me and my brothers because of who my mother was. On this day, I went to the bus stop and Kenny was there at the bus stop. Um, he asked me where I was going. I said I was going to school. I asked him where he was going. He said he was going to school. I said, you're lying, because I never knew Kenny to go to school. Kenny was a bum. He was a street guy. He was a dude that was always standing on a street corner. He was hanging out with street dudes. That's what I knew him for. I knew him as a street drug dealer. Unfortunately, this day ended up really bad because he forced me into his home. He violated me. And granted, this was only 3 blocks away from my house. I chose not to go home because I figured...
Let me pause for a minute. Jessica, that is a very valid point. And a lot of people are saying that. A lot of people are saying that she sounds scorned. And why now, after all of this time, after they've had a child? You know, like that is what the question that some people are asking. And like I said, when it comes to social media, you kind of have to tread lightly, you know, and so because you never really know anybody's true intentions, you know. But I absolutely don't believe in victim shaming, and for the fact that he was convicted of this crime, that says that he did do it. But you know, the devil is always in the details. Okay, so anyway, let's listen to a little bit more, and I really want you guys to listen to the interview that was done in 2018.
If I went home, nothing would get done. And I knew the kind of friends that Kenny hung out with, and I felt like they would feel that they could do the same. So instead, I ran to school. My clothes was messed up, my hair was messed up, I had a cut on my face and I had a cut on my stomach. And I told the officers there at the school what had just happened. They called for more police. They put me in a police van. They asked me if I could show them the location where it happened. I took them to the location, which happened to be his house. I did not know it was his house at the time. I had never been to his house. Kenny was still there. He got arrested. They took me to the hospital. I had to do a rape kit and everything. They took my clothes. They took everything from me and put it in a paper bag, and they seized it. When I got home, I was told, sorry, you got raped, but you should have screamed. Hence the reason why I didn't go home to begin with. When all of this happened,
let me just say this: that when you hear that beeping, I think that her she needs to change the battery in her what do you call it? Her smoke detector. It's really annoying me. I hate when people's batteries aren't changed in the smoke detector. I don't know if y'all noticing that, but I just want to mention that. It's not my battery; it's her battery. Okay. Oh no.
I was living with the foster family, and because I was living with the foster family, they didn't want any issues and they didn't want any problems. So they listened to whatever Kenny's parents said. Kenny's parents showed up at my house. They spoke to the lady who raised me. They told all kind of lies and said that I was dating their son, which I didn't even know Kenny's dad. I didn't even know who he was, but he claimed he knew who I was. The amount of stuff that I went through at that time, I literally had to get out of the state of New York when I was 16 years old in a hurry because people was threatening my life. They was threatening my little brother's lives. I had issues going on in the house within family members because they felt like, you know, what made me so special to where I get to press charges against somebody who violated me when...
Now here's the thing. When she's talking, she's going back between at points in time. I don't know if she's talking about her actual family or her right season of which are her foster family, and who got her out of the state of California when she was 16 years old. Do you see what I'm saying? And so it's like a lot, you know. Season of the Witch said this story don't match the police report though. I don't know if this even a real victim. Yeah, that's true. We don't even know if it's the real victim, but because I don't know the real victim's name. But this is the, like I said, alleged. This is the alleged victim speaking out for herself. There's also another interview that I'm going to play for y'all, but I just wanted to give you guys, let you guys listen to a little bit of what she said herself in this one. And there's a longer interview that was done in 2018 by Candace Daytime Tea Time. Listen to a little bit more of this, and then we'll go directly to that video, okay?
You know, in most families, there are secrets and there are things that are covered up and hidden and not talked about. And usually sexual assault is one of those things. I have been molested since the age of 4 in that household by different people. It was always said to be my fault. I must have had my hair out. I must have been smiling in his face. I must have done something to warrant it. So when this happened outside in the street versus at home with so-called family members, I knew I had to do something. So this was in 94. In 2018, December of 2018, or 19, I don't know, he surfaced with Nicki, and it was a big thing where people started looking up his rap sheet and speaking about what he had did. Now, granted, I know he's supposed to register as a sex offender. I have nothing to do with that. That was the plea deal that he took. He chose not to register when he moved to California, and this is when all the trouble resurfaced. Nicki made a post on her page stating that we was in a relationship. He was 15, I was 16, and it was because of my mother, the reason why charges was pressed. That is a lie. I never lived with my mother. I wasn't raised with my mother. Even though my mother was a part of my life, she wasn't a part of my life in that way. That is false. We both, Kenny and I, were both 16 at the time. We were never in a relationship. And I spoke about that. I spoke to a blog, Candace at Tea Time, or Tea Time with Candace.
And we're going to stop right there. That is what's going to lead us directly into the Candace Daytime Tea Time interview. And you have to ask yourself, okay, so this happened in 94. And the way she's addressing him is Kenny. It's like she's comfortable with him. Do you see what I'm saying? And so I don't really understand it. And also, she's going back and forth between her family and the foster family, and also like she's kind of really familiar with them. You know what I mean? And so, and then I just but like I said, he was convicted of this. You know what I mean? And you have to give both sides of the story when it comes to something like this, because they were both, I've heard reports of that they were going to get 16-year-olds. They were in a relationship. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's the way that she speaks about it, it's real familiar. Do you see what I'm saying? It's familiar. And so when people go around saying that she sounded like she was kind of scorned, the way that she speaks about the situation is like she's comfortable with the guy, you know, if you will. You know what I mean? You have to be careful with things like this, because, see, for me, when it comes to something like this, I don't like, did she go public because she, after all these years, she seen her pop up with Nicki Minaj, or did she just simply want to speak out, or is it because she felt like her life was in danger for real, or did she? I don't know. I don't know. But we're gonna go into the interview. Give me some time. Let me pull that up. So I want to stop right there at that part, because that is what she mentions daytime tea time. Do you see what I'm saying? And so that is why I wanted to hold on, guys, for 1 second. That is why I want to stop right there, because it's very interesting that she mentioned it. And she did in fact do an interview in 2018. But did you do the interview after you seen her pop up with Nicki? She did in fact. Hold on. And so yeah, but you have to, you know, it's gonna be a Lifetime movie, Nisha. Child, there's a lot going on. You know, it's a lot of back and forth going on. So hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm trying to see something. Yeah, here you go. Let me do this right here because I don't need these problems. Sorry about that, guys. I had to get somebody out of my chat. And so that's what I had to do. But anyway, we're gonna go to that interview with Candace Daytime Tea Time. And Candace held the story for a very long time. And she's gonna tell you why. Okay. Never mind, Brandy. You know, so yeah, but it's just the way this is surfacing, you know, that you going to the blogs on YouTube, like, or you going to the blogs because nobody else would. Hey, Red Snapper would pick up the thing. Like, what is going on? You know, so I don't know. I don't know. That coupled with the fact that the daughter is speaking out as well, it's just like a lot. But you know, hey, you be the judge. Form your own opinion. You see what I'm saying? But the story is coming out. And so people are going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. You see what I'm saying? And so yeah, but it will appear that she's been shopping her story around for a long time. That's on the surface. You know, that is what we've seen this before when it comes to athletes and entertainers and other people. A lot of these people have been wrongfully convicted. That's why I said there's two sides to every story. This happened in 1994. They were both close in age. Some people are saying that they were boyfriend and girlfriend back in the day. You know what I mean? And so it's a lot going on, you know. And so yeah. Season we said suspect to me, and I would never victim shame. Yeah, I would never victim shame. And but you know, you always have to question what's going on around the internet, especially when it would appear that somebody's shopping a story. You know, I mean, she started speaking out in 2018 after she saw this guy resurface. You know what I mean? And you know, and a lot of victims, they don't even want to, especially when you were so young, they don't even want to rehash this type of trauma. It's such a public manner. You know what I mean? So it's a lot going on with that. I would never victim shame, but the facts are such as they are, you know, and you have to question everything. We've seen, like I said, we've seen this before. We gonna see it again. But anyway, back in 2018, she did an interview with Candace Daytime Tea Time, right? And so we're gonna listen to what she said, right? And so, what? Brandy, it's a troll in here by the name of CKUB. Could you please get that troll out of here? I deleted it on one page, and I guess he came back in the other page. He or she, I don't know what it is, but let me know if you deleted the troll or not, okay? It's CKUB. The fact that she says she's been touched before sounds like she hasn't healed. Yeah, absolutely, Jessica. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a lot going on. And like I said, she's going back and forth between her family and her foster family. So I really don't know which family she's talking about. Then she goes on to say that she had to leave, when she was 16 years old. Like, did the state move you? Did you run away? Like, what happened? How did you leave? You know? And so, yes, a lot going on with that. But anyway, we're going to listen to Candace's video. Hold on. As we all know, in 2018, when Nicki Minaj first started... Hold on. Okay, so we're gonna start right here, okay? And so, this is Candace Daytime Tea Time. She uploaded this video. Season we said, Lord C Cub is a Babe Nation fanatic. Child, Brandy, did you get the troll out of here? Look, y'all, let me. I don't think Brandy might. She's doing a homeschool thing, so I don't know if she's got it out or not. But let me go to my channel real fast. Sorry about this, guys. Hold on one second. Who, child? There's always something going on. This, guys. Hold on one second. Let's see. It's hard for me to see. Hold on, y'all. Oh, here you go. All right. I don't know if they got more pages or what the hell's going on, but I got that one too. Cause I don't need no problems. Y'all know I don't rock like that. But anyway, let's go back to Candace's video. Sorry for the interruption. You know how it be around here. And so we'll just start where we left off. So yeah. Okay. So this is Candace's daytime tea time interview. This is what she said before that. And she actually did this interview in 2018. Okay, but she held the interview all this time. And she just released this video 3 days ago. And she's gonna tell you why. Okay? Let's see here. Oh, let me turn this thing.
Hi, Jennifer. Hi, it's nice to finally speak to you.
Hold on, guys.
This is a Candid Candace exclusive. The interview that you all are about to hear is between myself and Kenneth Petty's alleged victim from his 1994 assault case. As we all know, in 2018, when Nicki Minaj first started dating her then boyfriend, Kenneth Petty, multiple news outlets revealed that Kenneth Petty was a registered sex offender. And in 2018, the woman that he allegedly offended contacted me and we had a very candid conversation. The alleged victim was very upset and hurt when Nicki Minaj defended Kenneth Petty, referring to her as his girlfriend. At that time in 2018, the alleged victim spoke to me on the phone and did an interview for well over an hour. However, she was very afraid for her safety and did not want me to release the entire interview. At that time, she was afraid for people to know who she was, what she looked like, her real name. So out of respect to the victim, I held on to this interview for 2 years. However, recently the victim decided to speak out and speak on the details that she spoke to me about. But now that her real name is out and now that she is speaking publicly, I want you guys to hear exactly what she said to me 2 years ago. I'm not here to defend if she's telling the truth, and I'm also not here to defend Nicki Minaj or Kenneth Petty. I'm just allowing the victim a platform to speak her truth. All statements made moving forward are alleged. I cannot confirm or deny the validity to anything that is stated by the alleged victim. The opinions and statements made by the victim are not the opinions and statements of myself or my platform, Daytime Tea Time. I do want to warn you that she does go into detail explaining exactly what Kenneth Petty allegedly did to her. And these details are graphic, so if that is going to bother you or trigger some issue for you, I think that you should stop the video now. If not, please proceed, because all victims deserve to be heard.
Oh, okay, so let me pause right there. Just let me say, these whatever she's going to say is alleged. I'm saying that for my channel. This is Candace Daytime Tea Time's interview. She held on to this interview, like she said, for 2 years, and now she is releasing the video. She is releasing this video, this audio, this interview. I find it interesting that this woman contacted her. Do you see what I'm saying? 2 years ago, but since the story has gained traction again, so she is now releasing the interview, right? And so that's what you guys are getting ready to hear. So let's go. No, commercial. Sorry about that, guys. Y'all know how I go around here.
This is a Candid Candace exclusive. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
Hi, it's nice to finally speak to you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry under these circumstances.
Y'all can hear it good. Hit the one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I know you're not feeling good about any of this.
I was really hoping that, it would kind of die down. Like, I wasn't really interested in telling my story because I felt like, it was already told. You know what I'm saying? Like, with him being arrested and going to jail, and granted, he didn't go to jail for rape, but he would have to register as a sex offender for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
That was enough for him. And, back then it was really rough. And it's like the way I grew up and the area I grew up in, and I went through all that by myself. Like, I didn't have nobody that was in my corner. I didn't have nobody that was, standing behind me, defending me. I dealt with that myself. I dealt with not only the people of my household, but the people out in the street. And to have it come back to light now, this isn't something I wanted to relive.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so I don't really know what to do. You know, I know I have a few people that tells me that I need to say something, but I didn't want to be in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care who he dates. I don't care, you know, what he has going on in his life. I'm nowhere near New York. I don't visit New York. I thought I'd, you know, kind of be ghost right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you feel really brought this information out?
Nicki's comment.
Now, right there. Okay, so she said, what do you feel really got this information out? Why did you come forward now? And she just said Nicki's comment, right? So did she start speaking out because Nicki said that they were going together and this was not an assault? Did she feel a way about that? Because she did not have to come forward because nobody knew who she was. And like I said, she did this interview back in 2018, right? So now, fast forward to now, you know, he forgot to, for whatever reason, he didn't register as a sex offender in California. And so now she spoke out again. Now the story's picked up traction again. And so in the video that I just played for you guys of her, that was her speaking in her own words. But this video, she contacted Daytime Tea Time in 2018 after Nicki Minaj made the post. So is she, you know, feeling a way about the post? Is she feeling a way because him and Nicki Minaj was in a relationship? Like, why is she coming out now? Because, you know, like she didn't have to. You see what I'm saying? She didn't have to come forward. You know, and it's not like he's an entertainer himself. It's not like he's really, you know, pushing anything. It's just that he is the now husband of Nicki Minaj. So, hey, Manny, and so you really have to, you know, pay attention to what's going on. So anyway, I just want to interject that because both sides of the story, you know, there are two sides to every story. And like I said a little while ago, she's very familiar with him. And so it don't matter what Nicki Minaj said. If you want to let it go and it's trauma, why speak out because Nicki Minaj said something on a Facebook post? I mean, on a post, on an Instagram post, I believe it was. So those are the questions that I have. And so, yeah, let's listen to a little more.
I feel like if she would have never responded stating that, you know, he was 15, I was 16 in a relationship, you know, if she would have never said that, I don't think it would have progressed as much as it has. That statement is false. Kenny and I were never, ever in a relationship. Ever.
Yeah, and that's what, you know, I was told. You know, I'm speaking to somebody that's close to you. They're telling me that. They're like, listen, Jennifer was never, ever in a relationship. But, you know, Nicki Minaj says that you were. Apparently, Kenny's telling her that y'all were. And now
right, but see, even if he told her that the platform that she has, the amount of people who love her and follow her and you know, for her to make that comment like as if she knows. Listen, we're all from the same neighborhood. I don't know Nicki. I didn't go to school with her. I don't remember her. She's 4 years younger than the both of us. So there's no way we hung out in the same crowd. I didn't have a lot of friends in the neighborhood. You know, I was the mixed girl. that everybody knew about because of my mother, because of the life that my mother chose to live. So I didn't go to school in the hood until I was in high school. You know, so I didn't go.
So listen, you're absolutely right. Everybody's story should be talked about when you want to talk about it. There's no time limit on when you want to, share your trauma or tell your story. There's no time limit on that. And but do you guys really feel like because it wasn't him speaking out and saying, no, I didn't do this, because he was convicted of it and he has to register as a sex offender. But do you guys feel that, she was offended that Nicki Minaj said that they were at 15 and 16 years old, they were in a relationship, and she basically pretty much reported this because she didn't want to get in trouble with her mama. Those are some of the things that I have heard allegedly that she have said earlier. And and like I said, she's going back between her family and the foster family, and she said she had to leave at 16. And I'm still wondering, did the foster people, did the state relocate you from one state to another, or did you run away? These are just all the questions. You know what I mean? But something clearly happened, or else he wouldn't have been convicted. That's just point blank freaking period. You know what I mean? King's Mina said, "Hey, King's Mina, the only person I told something. I seen the other post where you said something happened to you when you was young, and you seen him on Facebook living his best, living a good life. Passed away to reveal my father, to my father, because I knew my dad would kill him, and I couldn't deal with my dad in jail. I absolutely understand that, King's Mina. She needs to seek legal counsel." Jessica said, "I feel like Nicki speaking out angered the victim." I do too. And now she feels like she has something to prove. But why prove it if he's being convicted, allegedly? That's a valid question, Jessica. And she keeps talking about this Facebook post. Like, do you feel that your pain wasn't validated? Since y'all all grew up in the neighborhood, is there something extra going on there? And so yeah, and absolutely, Tamara, I agree. It seems like there was a whole lot going on in her life at 16. Absolutely, yeah, especially if you're in a home and it's dysfunctional, like say your mom was on drugs or something, and you had to move to a foster family. That's a lot going on. That's trauma within itself. And so maybe she felt angry. I'm thinking it sounds like what she said is she felt angry because of the way that Nicki Minaj chose to speak out about this situation. It sounds like it triggered her, in some type of way, and she chose to speak out, and she spoke out once. She did report it. He was convicted. He does have to register for a sex offender. But do you feel like she had to speak out and reach out to social media influencers? You know what I mean? No, I don't know if she spoke. She reached out to any news people like CNN or ABC or CBS, or you know what I mean? If they wouldn't Wendy Williams, they wouldn't pick up her story or whatever. They wouldn't give her a platform to express herself. Or or is that why she had to reach out to entertainment vloggers on the internet? And so yeah, those are a lot of questions. A lot of the questions that I have, you know what I mean? But it really seems like she felt a way about what Nicki Minaj said about the situation. But why does it matter? Why re-victimize yourself? But she goes on to tell more. And I don't know if allegedly they contacted her after she spoke out initially or prior to. And I'm talking about Nicki Minaj speaking out. I don't know. But she said she was contacted, offered $20,000. She said she didn't want to take it. And she's been threatened ever since, allegedly. And she said she had to move 3 or 4 times as a result to being threatened. This is a lot going on. Okay, so anyway, we're going to listen to some more. D-Mac says the daughter said the foster family molested her and the grandmother. Well, we're going to get to the daughter's video as well. Jessica said, on the flip side, I understand Nicki wants to protect and save her man, but Nicki should have just shut up. I agree that Nicki should have just said nothing about it. It wasn't necessary for her to say anything about it. And evidently what she wrote, made this woman, it triggered her in some type of way. She didn't appreciate Nicki saying what she said in defense of her man, and it's apparent to me that that's what triggered this whole situation. And so, like you said, Jessica, she shouldn't have said nothing about it at all. But like I said at the top of the video, she vigorously defended her brother, for brutalizing his stepdaughter. So maybe that's why she felt like she needed to do this right here. I don't know what her deal was, why she spoke out about it. I don't know if Nicki said something about it because the press had picked it up, and a lot of people was talking about it way before she got married to him. Because once you come out with somebody, she popped up with this guy. She said, he's from the neighborhood, all this and all that. And of course, people are gonna start doing the vlogs, are gonna start doing their research on him. So it seemed like it's just a whole lot of issues going on at one time surrounding this situation, but I don't feel sorry for him because he was convicted of it. He's convicted of it, and he needs to register. He has to register as a sex offender for the rest of his life as a result to what happened. So she ain't lying. There is a report, So anyway, let's continue. Let's listen to some more of the Candace Daytime Tea Time interview, right?
I'm going to elementary school or middle school in a neighborhood, so I didn't get to learn the kids in the neighborhood. I know the people on the block, and I knew Kenny because we went to the daycare on Rockaway Boulevard. It's called Alpha Kappa Alpha Daycare. It's been there forever.
How old were you guys?
We were probably, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5. I don't know.
So clearly they've known each other, since early childhood. And so when she's mentioning this thing about the daycare and she knew him at the age of 4 or 5, and then you fast forward to the age of 16 years old, 15 to 16 years old, and they saying that they was boyfriend and girlfriend. She sounds really familiar with them. These are all the questions that are swirling around in my head, and so yeah. This recording was really, yes, it was really done in 2018. Yes, I said that. Yes, I said that. I said that earlier. One True Tarot TV. I already said that. Hey, Cloud. So anyway, guys, let's listen to some more. In case you guys are just coming in, I'll say it again. Candace Daytime Tea Time was contacted by the alleged victim of Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Perry. She contacted Candace Daytime Tea Time in 2018. Candace Daytime Tea Time interviewed her in 2018, and she held this interview for a couple of years. Since the story has picked up traction again, Candace decided to drop this interview 3 days ago. Anyway, let's continue. It was done in 2018, Brandy. I guess you didn't hear it either. So yeah. Yeah, that's what she said, Jessica, 4 or 5 years old. So initially when I heard this story at first, I thought that they were strangers. And then, a lot of other info started coming out. But I originally thought that he snatched somebody off the street. That's the way, originally, that's what I thought. But come to find out that is not the case. So anyway, let's continue.
How long I went to that school, but I remember him in daycare, and I knew him from the neighborhood, but I knew him as one of the guys on the boulevard. And when I say boulevard, I mean Rockaway Boulevard.
Okay, because I'm not from New York, so you gotta let me know, these areas. I don't know.
No, I'm just saying, so when I say the boulevard, I mean Rockaway Boulevard.
Okay.
And the guys that hung out on Rockaway Boulevard, they were selling drugs and stuff. You know what I mean? And I didn't hang out in the street. I wasn't allowed.
Yeah, Misbehavior, you're right about that. She says, Miss Olivia, you asked why now. He has a pending court case. Yes, I'm thinking y'all the reason why I think you guys are coming in late, and I already stated that. She said he has a pending court case after failing to register. I mentioned that in California, he wrote original charges dropped. Due to STIP. Oh, due to the stipulation of sex offenders in California, same attorney is there now. The DA who prosecuted Kenneth in New York is now the U.S. Attorney of California. Also, One True Terror TV, also her aunt, the victim aunt, was there. Was the person who contacted Daytime Tea Time, not the victim. That's not what Candace said. I didn't hear Candace say that, but okay. Season of the Witch said the sex offenders registry cannot remove his name until the 30th year of the conviction, which isn't for a few more years. Season of the Witch says that's legally impossible for him at this time. Jessica said, shaking my head, I have already drawn a picture of the relationship, which is sad. Listening to her speak about what appears to be a childhood friend. Yep, I see. Jessica, girl, like I said, it's two sides of every story. You asked her that question. But anyway, y'all, let's listen to some more. Like I said, the devil's always in the details. So one point in time, at one point in the video, she said, they was not in a relationship. She didn't know him like that. She just knew him from the neighborhood, right? But then in the next breath, she said, we went to the daycare together. And I knew him since he was 4 years old. So, look, I'm just saying. He had to ask permission to even be present for the delivery. Had to relinquish his pet. Yes, I remember he had to ask for permission to be at the delivery. Absolutely. Season of Witch says, so that's not the reason why this is coming out. It's coming out now because Nicki just announced her docuseries on HBO Max, which is supposed to be huge. Is that right, Season of the Witch? Wow, I didn't even know about that. I did not. And hey, Cloud, I don't know if I said it before. But hey, let's listen to some more of the interview. So, like I said, this is the 2018 interview that Candace Daytime Tea Time did with Kenneth Perry's alleged victim. Let's continue.
I was barely allowed to be outside. So whenever I would see him, it would be to or from school, or if I was going to the grocery store for my grandmother, the lady who raised me. But it was never like we hung out in the same house, that we hung out with the same friends, we hung out at the pizza shop together, or we hung out at the game room together. Never.
So it was not too. So would you even consider yourself friends with him? Like, oh, that was my friend. Like, what? Y'all had no relationship whatsoever?
We had no relationship whatsoever. He's one of those people where it's like you know their name, you see them in the neighborhood. I knew his uncle. His uncle used to work at the tire shop up on Rockaway Boulevard. And like I said, because of the life that my mother chose to live, she was basically the only white girl in the neighborhood. So everybody knew my mother. And people knew me because of my mother. Not that they knew Jennifer. Not because Jennifer hung out with them. Not because, we was all friends. It was just, you knew people in the neighborhood. Hey, what's up, Kenny? You know what I mean? If there was any conversation ever, it was always just a, hey, what's up, if we ever spoke. But it was never nothing more than that.
Right.
Kenny, look, I don't want no beef with nobody. I don't want no problems with nobody. I don't want nobody tapping into my life. I don't even go out now. I've been almost 2 years, and I couldn't tell you where nothing is.
Wow.
Because I go to work and I come home. And I've had to open up this door and explain things to my kids now.
Yeah.
My kids I have older kids and a younger one too, but I don't know what I should do. I feel like if they do have this interview and they come out and they lie and say the things that was told to me that they're planning on saying,
yeah.
Then then I defend myself. But if I say something now, it's going to be no different if I say something now versus later.
I agree. I agree with that.
You know what I mean? Because it's still his word against mine, or my word against his word.
Yeah.
Back then, it was when things happened to me, it was told to me that it was my fault. I must have been looking at him some kind of way. I must have had my hair out, or it was never shame on them. They shouldn't have done that to you. It wasn't your fault. You was a kid. So when this happened out in the street, now mind you, I lived on Inwood in New York. Inwood, and that's 3 blocks from Rockaway Boulevard, where this happened at.
Okay.
Most people would have ran home. Most people, if this happened to them, being that close, they would run home. They would go to their family first. I went to my school to report it because I knew if I went home, they wouldn't have done anything. And I felt like his friends would have felt like they could do the same thing.
Wow.
So the amount of, listen, his mother and father came to my house, and the same story that you told my aunt that you heard that they're going to report as far as me and him being in a relationship, that I used to cut school and go to their house or whatever have you. They told my grandmother almost the same story. My grandmother, that I used to sneak out of her house and come to their house. And I stood in that living room and I told them a lie. Excuse me. I told them that they were lying to their face. But the way I was raised was, you don't speak when grown folks are talking. And we weren't allowed to have a voice back then. So anything I said went right out the window. It was like Miss Robinson, that was my grandmother, it was like she almost believed them, because it was easier to believe them than to believe what really happened.
Wow.
His mother and father, the people I lived with, they allowed his mother and father to take me to go see the district attorney, to pretend like they were my aunt and my uncle.
Pretend like what?
Pretend like they were my aunt and uncle.
Oh, wow.
So if we were in a relationship, if this was because my mother, didn't like the fact that we was in a relationship, whatever story they told or trying to tell, he wouldn't have been arrested and he wouldn't have done 4 years. He wouldn't have been able to plead out to something other than what he originally, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't have been such an open and shut case if that was the case.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so who was going to pretend to be the aunt and uncle?
His mother and father.
Oh, wow. Just to have, parents there.
So they could go back and, I guess, let his lawyer know what was going on. Like, they didn't come in there with me and say, we're Kenneth Petty's parents. Let me explain something to you. They tried to force me to drop the charges. They were hiding me on the steps in the courthouse. The state took the case over because, of my age. So it wasn't Jennifer against Kenneth Petty. It was the state of New York City against Kenneth Petty. So I didn't have to be at court to testify. They weren't using me to testify.
Okay.
There was no reason for me to be at court. They forced me to go to the courthouse to drop the charges. I was hiding on a staircase. If it just so happened that something was going on with the elevator, or maybe it was taking too long, or whatever, but the DA happened to come up the steps, and she seen me. And she pulled me aside and asked me what was I doing there. And I was able to whisper to her that they were trying to force me to drop the charges. And she...
Well, let me pause it right here. Brandy, if you're in here, there's a troll in here by the name of Buddy Boy. Can you please get this troll out of my chat? All right. And so, hold on. See if it was another one. I don't see none right now. Anyway, let's continue a little bit more, y'all.
Assured me that it wasn't gonna, and she reassured me that it wasn't gonna happen. I still went into the courthouse. I still went into the courtroom, and when the judge asked if anybody has anything to say, I stood up and said, I want to drop the charges. But the DA had already spoken to whoever she's spoken to, and the judge was like, no, take it to the DA. And
because they knew that, you know, you were being forced.
Right, exactly. And then I had to leave the state of New York because my brothers were coming home asking me why don't I drop the charges, because they're being threatened. The older people in the household, they were talking about that they're hearing stuff on the street or whatever about the house being threatened. So I had to leave New York. I left New York when I was 16. Wow. After that, I left New York and I went to Florida. And I haven't been back to New York to live in a really long time. You know what I'm saying? But I seen Kenny maybe twice since he got out of prison after what he did to me.
Wow. And when was that?
That was back in 99.
Oh, so what, you were just visiting in New York and just kind of seeing them?
No, I had actually moved back to New York. I had moved back to New York probably in like the end of 98. And no, I had moved back to New York because I had my son in 97. So I had moved back to New York then. And I was living up there at my grandmother's house, at the house I was raised in. Mm-hmm. And I happened to be pushing my son up the sidewalk, probably to the store or something like that or whatever. And I remember somebody coming over to me and asking me if my son belonged to Kenny. Like that I can't remember exactly who it was, but he sent somebody to ask me if my son was his. And I was like, no, my son is only 8 years old. How could he be Kenny's? Not that I feel like Kenny was obsessed with me, but I feel like Kenny was upset that I never chose him.
Yeah, because that was gonna be my question for you. I didn't want to bombard you with questions, but it's like, for such a vicious, gruesome rape, I'm like, what in the world made him do that in broad daylight? You know what I mean? Like, what do you think made him?
Right. No, it was in the morning time, and it wasn't outside. It happened to be, I'm guessing, at his house. At his house, he must have known the house because, you know, it was right around the corner, so it wasn't far from the bus stop. I knew he lived in the area. Like, I knew he lived on, okay, so let's say Rockaway Boulevard is like a main road. It's not highway, but it's like a 4-lane road that can take you from, let's say it can take you from Atlanta to Jonesboro or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, like let's say like Candler Road. Like Candler Road, it's a long strip of Candler Road. So it's like that. So I lived on one side of Candler Road, and he lived on the other side of Candler Road. But I never knew what house. I never been to his house. I never, except for that day. And it just seemed like no matter what I did, it didn't work. And in the story that the Blast posted, they said that I hit him over the head with a plastic bottle. I know most people are thinking like a water bottle, like one of those little 16-ounce water bottles or something like that, but it wasn't that. It was, the bottle was plastic, but it was like one of those bottles that, with the liquid that you clean contacts with.
What is it called? Like contact solution bottle?
Right. But it was a nice...
Hold on, y'all. But yes, Jessica, he was convicted in 1994. Yes, he was. So this is her going into details about what actually, was going on around about that time. And she, like I said, let me reiterate that this interview was done in 2018 and Candace never released this video until 3 days ago. All right. And so, yeah. Hold on.
It was a nice size bottle. It wasn't, a little small handheld bottle. It was a nice size one. So I first squirted it in his face, thinking, first I tried to set the toilet paper on fire. He was lighting a cigarette. I took the matches and I tried to light his cigarette.
I'm sorry, I hate to cut you off. I'm so sorry, I hate to cut you off, but I'm trying to follow the story because your aunt pretty much told me the whole story, and you saw what I did on my YouTube channel. So just from your own words, so I don't get it confused with what your aunt told me, because she was like a little confused, like sometimes too, with the story. So do you mind just starting from the bus stop so I can get a picture in my head?
Okay, so I left my house and I walked to Rockaway Boulevard. Before I crossed Rockaway, I seen Kenny. I'd already seen him at the bus stop. My first comment to myself was, damn, there go Kenny. That's how I felt when I seen him. But I still crossed the street and I still went to the bus stop. He was already standing at the bus stop. And I said, what's up? I think he said, what's up? Or we could have said hi back then, I don't know. But he asked me where I was going. I said, I'm going to school. Where you going? And he said he was going to school. I said, yeah, right. Stop lying.
Did he go to your school?
Now, this conversation right here that she's saying is after... she said she left when she was 16 and moved to Florida because her family was being harassed. Now, this right here is after she came back. She's got a son now, and she says she's seeing him. She moved back to the neighborhood, and this is the conversation that they're having after she returned from Florida. And this is what she's saying now. This is not. This is after he was convicted of assaulting her. That is what she's talking about now. Okay, because it's kind of hard to follow the story, but yeah, that's what she's talking about right now. And so, yeah.
Well, no, I never knew him to go to school.
Oh, okay.
I never, I literally thought, okay, because his uncle that worked at the tire shop did the same thing that my mother used to do, I thought possibly he was living in a house like my
Let me pause right there. Cloud, you're absolutely right. I agree with that. I brought up that issue myself, especially when it came to her so vigorously defending her brother when he had assaulted his stepdaughter. So yeah. Speaks cause receipts. LOL. Held if needed one day. I'm glad she's speaking out, but this is something that needs to be brought to the feds. Well, she said that law enforcement has moved her around because her life is allegedly being threatened. So it's already been brought to law enforcement. So yeah. So let's listen to some more, guys. I thought he was. I thought this was the morning of the rape. She's talking. No, no, no. She's not. She's talking about after the rape, after he's been convicted, he's gotten out of jail. She left. She said she left and because her family and herself were being harassed in '94. She said this is after she's come back to the neighborhood. I think she said '99. And so yeah, that's what she's talking about right now. She didn't defend her brother. She wrote a letter on her brother's behalf, but she cut ties. Yeah, she did cut ties with him after, but at first, her as well as her mom, at first, she was defending her brother. She purchased a very expensive lawyer for her brother. You know, her and her mom was really standing behind him. And I feel like because of public perception, she had to cut ties with her brother. But at first, because I followed that story as well, because I was so horrified by the details surrounding that incident, and I couldn't believe that she would even get a lawyer for him. But at first, she was absolutely standing behind her brother as well as the mother. The mother, even though he's been convicted, is still, not believing that this happened. She still wanting to say it didn't happen. She still wanting to say that the mother of the child that he molested is lying, and so but she absolutely stood behind him at first until it started making her look bad. Yes, she absolutely like this. She started helping in the beginning. Yes, she absolutely did. Yeah, yes, he was. But Candace asked her to go back to the morning of the rape and walk through from the bus stop. Yes, she did. Misbehaved before. Olivia, I don't think you heard Candace. She asked about the morning of the rape. I thought this was when after she came back, because she said she's strolling her. She's walking down the street with her son. Did y'all not hear that? And I know she talked about that, but this is, yeah. Let's go on. Maybe I heard wrong, but let's just finish listening to it in her words, okay? So yeah.
My mother used to be in. You know what I'm saying? So I never seen.
And just let me say, yeah, absolutely. Everybody has their own opinion, and we weren't there. That's why everything is alleged. And but absolutely, everybody has a right to their own opinion, especially in my chat. I don't have an opinion one way or the other. This is what's going on social media right now, and so yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah. I don't know what's going on with misbehaving. Are you feeling okay, misbehaving? And so, yeah. Anyway, y'all, we're going to go on. Cloud said, I'm from NYC, and I'm very familiar with Far Rockaway, Queens, where Nicki's from. It's definitely tough around Inwood, and there's some crazy projects out there. Wow, it sounds like him, Kenny, and her grew up, with a lot of disadvantages. Okay, okay, Brad. Y'all, let me pause this for a second, and I'm gonna mute the mic for a second. Just hold on, then we'll continue with the video. Hold on. Oh, Lord. Sorry about that, y'all. So we're going to finish with the tape. So, somebody said, I think she's switching gears so fast. And maybe she is talking about the day of the incident. But I thought she was talking about, when she came back. But some of you guys are saying, no, she's not talking about after she left and came back. Yes, everything was okay, Season of Witch. Thanks, babes. But now they're saying, hey, Sean Wallace. Yeah, I'm confused, Sean, because she going back and forth with the story, and it's hard for me to, pick up. I'm doing the best I can, y'all. You know what I mean? I really am. But so evidently, she's not talking about years after she came back. Now she's talking about the day of the incident. I think that's what they're saying she's talking about now. Jessica said exactly, Miss Olivia, is just commentary in your own personal reaction video. That's how it's a reaction video, Thanks. I feel so sad for nobody deserves to be assaulted in any manner. But one thing is for certain, and two things for sure. Well, the thing that's for certain is the fact that he was convicted of doing this to this young lady. Do you see what I'm saying? And people are now talking about it now. What's also for sure is that the story has resurfaced. And people are now talking about it. It is a hot topic in the world of social media. That's why we are doing this reaction video. Thank you, Sean. Candace said, take me to the morning of the right. Okay, misbehaving. She's about to talk about that day. Thank you, Lady Tia. Brittany said, okay, y'all, you doing? Thank you, Lady Tia. She said, right, it's a lot going back. Yes, going back and forth. It is hard for me to keep up, and I can't hardly understand her accent. Do you see what I'm saying? And so, let me put my really good listening ears on, okay? Because she's going back and forth so fast, it's hard for me to keep up. I'm not even going to lie to you. She said, right, it's a lot going back and forth, in which Wknd had to ask her to start over. I confused myself. Yeah, Season of Witch, I'm confused. I don't know. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah, no, I would never. If you've been listening to my channel, I don't do the victim shaming thing. Yeah, no, This is not that type of video. This is just simply a reaction video. And like I said, she going back and forth so fast this is the morning of the, okay, thank you, D-Mass. Yeah, she's going back and forth so fast. And so I'm having a problem keeping up with what she's saying. She needs to bring this to the authorities, get the prosecution for her and her family. Social media is okay, but people will tear this story up. Question, yeah, absolutely, and that's what's going on now. The story's blown up on social media. It's blown up on social media, but he still has to go back to court for, not for failing to register. And I don't know if I have not heard, y'all, but I don't know if there have been any charges, because allegedly, the victim is saying allegedly that she has been threatened. She feels that her life is in danger. She's had to move 3 or 4 times. So I don't know if there are any charges about that, but this is what she's saying, Klaus said, I know you mentioned it already, Auntie, and you're absolutely right about Nicki saving face. And distancing herself from the brother. And yes, she definitely, she hired him a lawyer, and she was defending him, up until she couldn't defend him anymore. That's just a fact. So yeah, thanks for mentioning that, Klaus. You're right about that. So anyway, y'all, evidently now she's talking about the day of the incident. But I thought she was talking about after she left and come back. Like, she's not taking a breath. Like, I'm trying to keep up. Do you see what I'm saying? Misbehaving to her own family is contacting her for Kenny. Micaiah said he just got taken off the ankle bracelet as of last week. He's in good standing with the court now. Okay, Micaiah, thanks for telling me that. I didn't know that either. Anyway, y'all, let's listen to some more of the interview, because I also want to play for y'all a little bit of what the daughter said. The daughter did a post. It's posted on her Facebook page. I don't know. I think she did it on Instagram, but it's posted up on her Facebook page, and I want to play that, for you guys as well. Maybe they're doing this because if they feel like if they go public, people will stop threatening them, and they feel like if their life is in danger, if the world knows, maybe the threats will stop. The alleged threats will stop. You know, maybe that's why she's doing it. I don't know why she's doing it, but this is my reaction video. Yeah. Lady T said she's speaking out again because they tried to pay her off, allegedly, a dude from the. Yeah, that's what she said in the video when she spoke. She said they offered her $20,000 and she turned it down. Yeah, I pray for her safety as well. Yeah, nobody deserves to be having to go through all of this. It's ridiculous. But anyway, let's listen to some more of. And I'm sorry, I got confused. But like I said, they're going back and forth so fast. It's really hard for me to keep up with what she's saying out of her own mouth. But let me listen a little closely because her accent is real thick to me. And so the way she's switching over so fast. So yeah. And maybe that's why Candace is asking her to go back to clarify as well. Because evidently we having the same problem here. Okay? Who child this case? It is something, Jessica, that's getting bigger and bigger, child. And you know I like to do them true crime stories, you know. Season we said right. Yes, it's hard for me to keep up, but child, here we go. Let's listen to some more, okay?
His mother, or outside. I never knew his mother outside of a like a sweatshirt and some jeans. When she came to my house, she was all dressed up. So, my mental picture of him and what his family was like was if they were street-like or whatever. So when I seen him at the bus stop and I asked him where was he going, he said he was going to school. I said, no, you're not. Stop lying, or something like that, or whatever. And he said he was, and I was like, okay. And I kind of stepped out into the street. I turned my back to him, and I stepped out into the street and looked the opposite direction to look for the bus or a dollar van. We have these cars and these cargo vans, the 15 passenger vans that will pick up people along the bus route.
Okay.
So that's what I was looking for. And, I just stepped out into the street, turned my back, looked, and before I could put my foot back up onto the curb, he was already standing behind me, and he put something in my back, and he said, start walking. So I kind of shrugged a little bit and went to turn around, but he was holding my jacket with one hand, holding the back of my jacket with one hand, and he had something else in my back with the other hand. So I'm trying to turn around. I'm like, come on, Kenny, man, stop playing. That was my initial response. My initial response wasn't to scream. It was I thought he was weird. I thought something was wrong with him, but I didn't feel like I needed to fear him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I'm telling him, yo, get off of me, man. Stop playing. And then that's when his voice changed. He was like, ain't nobody fucking playing with you. Start walking. So that's what I did.
Wow.
I started walking. So we walk to the corner. We turn the corner. We get to this house. He puts his foot, he's still standing behind me, but he uses his foot to kick the door open. And I don't mean forcefully, but, tap the door open with his foot from behind me.
Okay.
So the door opens. It wasn't locked. It wasn't whatever. And when we open up the door, there's a set of stairs right there when we open the door. So he's he's pushing me up the steps or whatever have you. To be honest with you, I didn't know what he had in my back, so I'm not fighting him at this point. I'm just walking.
Right.
So I walked up the steps. The room was not directly in front of the steps, but if you get to the top of the steps, there's a platform. You make a quick left and then a quick right. That was the room that we went in. And there was 2 beds on the floor, box spring, and then the mattress on the floor, because they weren't really, really low, but they were low. And it was almost it was 2, I want to say 2 queen-size beds. They were full-size beds. Not quite side by side. There was a little space in between them or whatever. And I remember him pushing me down on the bed. I didn't see a gun but I remember thinking that it was a gun that was in my back.
Right.
I seen a knife once we were in the room. So he pushes me down and he gets on top of me and he starts trying to pull my pants down. And I'm holding my pants. They had a button. And I'm holding each side because the button is unbuttoned. And I'm holding the left side of my pants and I'm holding the right side of my pants. And I couldn't really move my legs because he was on top of me. So he started pinching the sides of my stomach, like squeezing them really hard to make me let go of my pants. So he squeezed the sides of my stomach and I let go of my pants to take his hands off of my stomach or whatever. I'm trying to push him off of me or whatever. Nothing was working. I've been in a situation before. I knew at the end of the day it wasn't going to be nothing I could do. So after a while, I just gave in.
Wow.
Afterwards, he stood in front of the mirror and he beat himself in the chest talking about, I'm the man, I'm the man. And I was like, I was telling him, like, yo, just please let me go. Just please let me go, whatever. And he wasn't telling me no, but it was almost like he was ignoring me. It was almost like he got what he wanted. He just kept looking in the mirror, but he would stop me from leaving. He'd stand in my way or whatever. And I was scary back then.
Yeah.
I didn't fight back like I should have. As an adult now, if I look back and I'd be like, there's so much stuff I probably could have done and I didn't do. I froze. So while he's standing in the mirror, he went to light a cigarette. I said, let me light it, because he was using matches. And there was a roll of toilet paper on the dresser. And I thought that if I threw the match down, that it would catch fire to the toilet paper. But it didn't.
Wow.
And then I sprayed. That's when I got the contact stuff that cleans the contact lenses. I don't wear glasses or contacts, so it said it was a cleanser. It didn't say eye drops. It said contact cleaner, and I remember spraying it in his face, and he was still looking in the mirror, and he took his hand and he wiped his face, and he was like, "Thank you for washing my face." And I remember throwing it at him, and at the same time I threw it, I pushed him. I pushed him with all my might, and he fell in between the beds or whatever. So I ran down the steps, and he didn't chase me, but he did walk to the top of the steps, and he was like, "Nobody can believe you. Who you gonna tell?"
Wow.
And him saying that is the reason why I didn't go home. Because he said that, that's the reason why I went to school instead. And when I got to school, I was going to Adams at the time, and we had metal detectors and stuff. And I remember putting my bag through the metal detector, and there was a security guard named Wells. That was his last name. I don't know what his first name is, but we used to call security guards by their last name. And Wells was there, and I remember him making a comment about me being late, and about me needing a pass. And I seen my cousin, my real cousin, my blood cousin, on my father's side. She used to go to Adams at the John Adams High School at the time. And I seen her go into the stairwell. And it was her and her friend. And I remember running to them and telling her what happened. So she went and got Wells. And then Wells got the officer, the real police that be at the school. And then more police came and detectives came, and they took my story. They asked me what happened, and I told them what happened. They asked me if I'd be willing to show them where it happened, and I told them yes. I remember them putting me in a van that, like, the windows was kind of tinted. So we pulled up in front of the house, showed them where the house was. We pulled up in front of the house, and while I was sitting in the van, I watched the police go in and get him. And he came out, and he just walked out. He wasn't frightened. He wasn't, you know, what are you doing here? There was no story about me being his girlfriend. There was no story about me being mad at him and just lying up. Like, there was, none of that ever came up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
he just went with them. He did lie to them at first and say that he didn't see me, and then he said he did see me, but they found a knife that I told them about.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
About the knife. What did he do with the knife with you? Did he use it on you?
He did, but he didn't stab me. What he did was he held it to my stomach. You know, trying to push me back. Like, every time that I would get up off the bed, like when I would try to get up before I gave in, like when I was fighting with him, when he first pushed me down and I tried to get up, he grabbed the knife off the dresser. Mm-hmm. And it was like a basic, you know, it was like a basic butcher knife, you know, like one of those.
Let me pause right here because I want to read this because I got something to say about this. Micaiah said, I pray for all parties involved. I do as well. But it's getting the traction because of Nicki. Days before her birthday, when Nicki said talking about Meek Mills beat her, no one even looked his way. Double standard. I heard about that too. And it's also some stuff out there about Meek Mills. And like I said, it seems like Nicki, for whatever reason, and trauma can do some strange things to you, right? Now, we know what her brother did to that little girl, right? Because he's in jail for it. And we were hearing about what Kenny Petty did. But when it comes to Meek Mills, you know, they say Meek Mills assaulted his own sister and had done so for years. And then like Micaiah said, it's because of Nicki that the stuff is coming back up. The girl even said she spoke out because what Nicki wrote. I think she wrote on Instagram or Twitter about the situation. Nicki was trying to defend the Kenny, the now husband, saying that they was girlfriend and boyfriend, and she explained that they wasn't girlfriend and boyfriend. And we also know for a fact that he was convicted of this crime. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you say it's being brought out because of Nicki, I absolutely agree with that. Micaiah, I agree with that. You know, I believe her story too. The police believe her story because he's convicted of it. You know, and I'm sure they had evidence to that. I think somebody said she still had the marks from the knife on her stomach or something like that. And so, I believe her. God bless her. You know, if she feel, that her life is in danger, then she got every right to speak out. If she think it's gonna help, you know, I don't know, Lady T, if I did a video about Meek and Nicki or not, but I remember hearing about it, and maybe I talked about it because, like I said, it's the same type of guy that her brother is, and these are the men that she's choosing to get involved with. And I'm thinking, is this because of some childhood trauma that she could have? You know, because sometimes that energy will be drawn to you, especially if you never got any help for it. You know, and so that's why I was thinking Cobra. I was really thinking that, like I really was, and maybe that's why these men are being drawn to her. You know, and when you are a type of person, male or female, but we talking about males right now. See, the predators, they know who to prey on. They know the type of person. They can sense it. They can sniff it out in you. You see what I'm saying? And so, possibly. Law of attraction, absolutely. You're right about that, Season of Rich. And so, Jessica said you spoke on Meek and Nicki before, Miss O, but it was mostly about the breakup. Is that right? John did so many videos, Jessica. I'll go back and forth with this entertainment stuff, but this, does Nicki keep keep and if she had, and I suspect as well that she's had some type of childhood trauma, because this energy is being drawn to her. She wants to defend this because she doesn't want to deal with her own, possible alleged trauma. You see what I'm saying? So that is why this is being drawn to her. She needs to deal with it. But as far as that Meek Mill thing, yeah, I heard a lot about that Meek Mill situation between Nicki and him and his sister and all this and all that. So yeah, I heard, yeah. Like I said, I didn't know if I talked about it or not, but I know this thing about Nicki keep going on and on and on, and so yeah, it's just real crazy, And so let's listen to a little bit more before we go into what the daughter had to say, because I want y'all to hear from the daughter's standpoint as well. So let me
thick knives or whatever have you. And I remember him grabbing at my pants, and he pulled me closer, and the knife.
Hold on. Thank you, Jessica. Jessica said, Lord, she said, Chad, we love your entertainment videos, but these reaction videos gotta spoil. Thank you, Jessica. That means a lot. I'm so glad y'all liking these reaction videos. Chad, I like them too. So yeah. My girl talked about this whole had us on it then. Thank you, Lady Tia, because Chad talked about so much, but Nicki Minaj, she really sticks out to me, and I feel bad that she keeps, it seems like she's reliving the trauma because she won't deal with it. Do you see what I'm saying? And so, yeah, and it's real bad, And so, yeah, it's real. I feel sorry for her, But anyway, let's continue, y'all.
It's like pointing at my stomach, and he tried to use it to lift up my shirt. You know what I'm saying? And to use it to like rip my pants open. But instead, he cut my stomach.
Oh, wow. So that's how he cut your stomach. Because I did see that on theblast.com, with the police records. It did say, that he put a knife against your stomach. So, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm so glad that you're sharing it with me because, I was speaking to, your aunt who's close to you. So her telling me your story, there were some pieces missing. So I'm happy to hear it from you now.
Yeah, I didn't notice.
Okay, so the aunt contacted Daytime Tea Time, not this woman. The aunt was the initial contact, initially the one that contacted Daytime Tea Time, not the victim. Now, at first I thought it was the victim that contacted Daytime Tea Time, but it was the aunt. So yeah. Yes, you have to block the energy. Yeah, you absolutely have to deal with their energy and block it. Sean, I agree. Hey, Bijou. You are getting me through the... Thank you, Bijou. So anyway, let's continue listening, y'all.
I was very upset with her when your video came out.
Oh, wow.
So, not that I didn't tell her that she couldn't talk to you. I just didn't know that she was going to go into so much detail.
Yeah. But honestly, it worked out that she did because it matched the police report. There were some details missing, but it pretty much matched what the police records had. But I understand what you mean as far as your privacy. You weren't aware that she was going to tell me that much detail? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like the way that she didn't tell me that she spoke to you in such detail.
Oh.
You know what I mean? About the things, because it's not like she was...
Let me pause right here. Take it back. I remember hearing something about that too. The plan was he told his girlfriend that he was just going to use her for a little while and then go back to her. Yeah, I remember that story too. I don't know if I spoke about it. I might have mentioned it, but I definitely heard about that. They were saying that when him and Nicki first got involved, because his then girlfriend, the one that he was going with when he met back up with Nicki, was spilling tea about that situation as well. You see what I'm saying? Y'all Take It Back's comment. Let me read it. But yeah, I heard about this too. Take It Back says the plan was for Kenny to use her, talking about Nicki Minaj, and then get back with his girlfriend after he got the bag. I think her name is Redbone. She spilled that tea, and she got beat up after that happened, allegedly. You right, Take It Back. I heard that too. I sure did. Uh-huh. Yep. Lady Tears says, Take It Back. That was the tea when he first got with Nicki. Yeah, that was the tea when he first got with Nicki. It sure was. I remember hearing about that too. I sure do. The blast did a story about that, Miss Maven. It's just crazy, y'all. But anyway, child, let's continue. It's a lot. It's just a lot. But yeah, Take It Back. I heard that. I heard that too. I sure did. They even had a picture up of the girlfriend. I sure do remember that. Uh-huh.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's more like me going over the story now because it's, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, wait a minute, like, no, like, I don't want you to be trying to tell us. Number one, I didn't feel like I needed to talk about the rape.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my only thing was I've never been his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. That's been, I've commented in blogs. I commented in the Shade Room. I commented, you know what I mean? I've changed my name since I commented. I took all my pictures down since I commented. You know what I mean? But when I first commented and I kept saying, no, they were never in a relationship. Like, I know the girl, I kept acting like as if I was like, you know, somebody different. But that it hurt to see that.
Yeah.
Because of what I went through back then. You know what I mean? What I went through with people lying, and nobody from the neighborhood could come and say Jennifer was a slut back in the day, or Jennifer was sleeping with this nigga and sleeping with that nigga.
Well, honestly, that's actually the issue that made me contact your aunt today, because that's actually what they are saying happened. You know, they're going to go with the storylines. You know, I'm just, you know, paraphrasing, but something along the lines of that you and Kenny were in a relationship. You guys would have sex often. He was abusive towards you and would make you have sex with his homeboys, and you would do whatever he told you to do, just like any other girl. Like if Kenny had a girl and he told her to have sex with his homeboy, the girl would do it. So that's what I'm being told is going to be coming out soon. So I wanted to get your side of it.
I don't understand how that can make him look any better.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's meant to make him look good. I think that, you know, that's their side of the story, and they're saying that, you know, you were in a relationship with him. I think that's the point they're trying to get across, that you weren't just some girl he grabbed off the corner.
If they had so much other things in the court documents, why did he never mention that? Or even his family ever mentioned that?
That's a good point.
It was even mentioned in the court documents that he claimed that he slept with me once before. But never that we were continuously sleeping together, never that we was in a relationship, or I was just at his house the night before, or you understand what I'm saying? So it's like
the story's changing, is what you're saying. It's ever changing on their end. Is that what you're saying?
Right. It's forever, and it probably will forever change. You know, whoever this 60-something-year-old person is that's claiming that they don't have no reason to lie, you do have a reason to lie, because the petty name is all over the internet about your son, your grandson, your nephew, your cousin, your brother, whoever he is to you. He's all over the internet because of the person that he's choosing to be. That has nothing to do with me.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't me. I didn't choose to talk to any tabloids or blogs, or I didn't have a point to prove. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be known. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't even a high thinker, but hi, my baby. My daughter just came home. That's That was never my intention ever.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted this to go away. You know what I'm saying? And it's like now with my telling me I had to leave work today. I couldn't even function. The thoughts that I'm having, like the thoughts that I was having, I've never had these thoughts before.
Like
all
what?
the things that I've been through, like I'm, you know what I mean? And I know I have a lot to live for, but like I can't deal with all of this again.
Yeah, but you gotta stay strong, hun. I know situation to make you suicidal or feel like you don't need to live. This situation, I don't want that to happen for you. You have children, you have, they're adults, but you still have your little one.
Every tabloid ran with that comment that Nicki made. I'm down to TMZ, the Shade Room. You put in Google, you Google Kenneth Petty, and everybody who's ever written any kind of story about him repeats what Nicki Minaj said.
Which was that you were the girlfriend.
Which was that I was the girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, people can clearly, the same way you can Google that, you can Google to see that we both were 16 at the time.
And that's another thing. They're also saying that he was 15 and you were 16. What was the age?
His birthday is in April. My birthday is in March. His birthday is in April. This happened in September.
Okay, so that clears that up. Okay, so you both were 16 years old.
16. He just didn't get convicted until March of 1995, going back and forth to court or whatever have you. But this happened September 16th of 1994. It was a Friday morning. I'll never forget it because I got in trouble by my grandmother because I couldn't find her matching black boots. So she had like 10 pairs of the same freaking boots. You know what I'm saying? I just got clocked upside the head a couple times. I just got called every name in the book, all kinds of stuff or whatever. So I could never forget that day. And then to walk up there and see him there, and then for this to happen, it was like there's no way I could go home. You know what I'm saying? Like my earliest memory of somebody, I was 4.
Wow. So
my very first memory.
You were 4 years old the first time you got molested or raped or both?
The first time I got molested.
Molested, okay. And was that by a family member?
By somebody that was in the household.
Oh, wow.
I don't even have anybody on my side that I can truly trust. Because the family member who originally told me about this, who wound up sending me text messages telling me after your story came out, what she say, an $89 million pussy that he could possibly lose. He already did his time. That stop acting like a victim. That she had his friends or bloods coming and questioning her about this incident, and that he's a shooter, and that I didn't care anything about her being up there in New York, where she's at. And
now, is this the same person who said that they just want a house and a car out of this, or something like that?
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's clear that she just wants financial gain.
Oh, wow.
From him continuing to be with Nicki Minaj.
Oh, wow. Catch to y'all.
Right, but her best friend is his children's mother.
Wait, so one of your family members' best friend is the baby mom of Kenny?
Yeah. Before he linked up with Nicki, he dropped her off at the train station.
So is this just a huge plot for them to have a come up?
Look, listen, when I tell you, that's the reason why I've been afraid to say anything to anyone. I didn't know my aunt messaged you until after she messaged me.
Oh, okay. But you did approve the email, right?
I did approve. Yeah, because she sent it to me. she sent it to me a couple times, and I made her take some stuff out of there because I was like, listen, you're going a little bit too far.
Wow.
Okay, but the final email that I read on my video, you approved.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're saying all the extra stories that she told me, like the details of the rape, you weren't aware of that?
No, not until after.
Okay, well, I do sincerely apologize. I'm so sorry. I was not aware of that.
No, it's okay. It's not your fault. They were, you know how it is. Like, I could have a conversation with you, and then we'll both go tell somebody else, and I'll tell only bits and pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how some people do. So
yeah, but that is the reason. Just so you know, that's the reason I really wanted to talk to you initially, because I'm like, I don't want to get this story wrong because it's so sensitive, you know.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you talking to me. You know, now that I hear it from you, I have a better picture.
I've been in survival mode since forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a struggle, and I do the bare minimum so that way I'm not carrying a lot of other people's shit with me, because I have a lot of shit myself.
Yeah.
And trying to stay focused and take care of my kids and be responsible.
Wow.
And I've had all I can handle, and this right here, like, I've always thought about not being here. I never thought about the actual act. And that's all I could think about when I see those text messages today. And like, to hear that his family is willing to come forward and just lie. Like this didn't really happen. And
I know.
That's not fair. It's not. And it's like, listen, I don't care who you date. I'm not trying to stop nothing you doing. This is Nicki trying to please her fans. This is about you trying to please your fans, and in the process, you're willing to damage myself and my family and my kids and people who's living life. Like, nobody's coming and attacking him. Right. Like I told you, my own family members have been hanging out with this nigga.
Wow.
And he ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? If it was such a lie, if it was false, the same way he's been beating up his baby mother, and I only know that because of the text messages that my cousin sent me.
Oh, wow.
But him beating up his kid's mother, she talking about the only reason why she was out there or staying with her, is because she was trying to protect her, the baby mother, from him, from being beat up.
Wow.
So he knows that she's my cousin. Yes, baby. He knows that she's my cousin. He knows that we're family.
Wow.
So if I lied on him and got him arrested falsely, why is he hanging out with my family?
Wow.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just...
But the same can be said of, she's your family. Why is she living with his baby mom? If you know what I mean? Like, why is she living with his baby mom knowing you got raped by him?
That's when I'll see, and that's the reason why I don't want to say anything, because I can't just come with just what he did if I put myself in the limelight. You know what I'm saying? If I put myself out there, I'm not their blood. You know what I'm saying? So when shit hits the fan, when this first happened, it was, hey cuz, hey cuz, hey cuz, hey cuz, hey cuz. You know what I'm saying? And then when she thought that me and my aunt possibly got paid for talking to you, then it was, something totally different. That's what I've experienced my whole life. That's the reason why I'm out here with no family, with no friends, with nobody. Wow. Because that's what I'm used to.
So you feel like they just wanted to get money off of this situation, your family members?
Yeah.
Because they're not blood. They're not your blood family, so you feel like
they're not my blood family. Right.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, I'm still by myself.
Wow.
Because right now, I don't know who to trust. Right now, I'm family now, but I ain't been family forever.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing to deny and say that you didn't rape me. It's another thing to lie and say that I was a slut out in the street or whatever.
Wow.
But because I went through his mother and father lying back then with the same lie, with the same thing that caused so much drama and so much turmoil in the house that I was raised in, to where I literally had to leave the state.
Wow.
Wow.
I feel like I've been running ever since then.
Wow.
You know, because now it's like, all right, well, if there's ever a bad situation or if there's ever any kind of uncomfortable or whatever, I might as well just pick up and leave now.
No.
So that way I don't, like, the stuff that I've seen happen in that house over this incident from back then, like, that's rough for a kid to go through.
Yeah.
And as an adult, it's like, dude, you got so many people. For every one person that's saying, oh, well, she was just a kid and, you know, that's wrong what he did, there's like 5 others that's like, oh, well, they was in a relationship and she's probably lying. And, you know, it's because her mother was white and, you know, he's black, so it's a race thing. I wish my mother stepped forward. I wish my mother was there to defend me.
Is she living now or she's passed away?
No, she's dead. She died in 2011.
Okay, I'm so sorry to hear that.
To my beautiful black baby.
Wow.
As you're being born.
Me, Paulie. So that's the end of it, guys. And after listening to this interview in 2018, I feel so bad for her. And since Nicki made that initial statement, a lot of people, we know social media is vicious. We know this to be true. And so, and I think Hoodoo said, and she agreed with me, and I had said before Hoodoo came on here, that Nicki has a history of defending these types of dysfunction with the men that she's involved with, and this energy seems to be drawn to her. And I think that possibly, allegedly, she has gone through something similar to this via what we know about her brother and why he's in prison, and maybe that she's never dealt with it. And so maybe this type of energy is drawn to her. But I feel scared for her and her son, you know, because she had a baby recently. And she done had a son with this man, you know. And I don't know if that was a good idea because who was it that I think Take It Back mentioned that story when they first got together. He was with another girl and he said he just wanted to get the bag from her. And maybe he's gotten comfortable. And so that's why he's still there. But what is going to happen, you know, when things change, and if he starts putting his hands on her, you know, what is she going to do? You know, and so I feel like she done put herself in an unsafe environment, you know, but just like this lady on here speaking about her trauma, and whoever said it, you can hear the trauma in her voice, and I feel bad for her, and because, you know, the stuff is coming out and it's being distorted because Nicki's defending her, she's going by what her husband said. Do you see what I'm saying? And this girl is being, you know, tormented because of Nicki, and Nicki is the star. And we talked a little bit at the top of the video about fans and fanatics, you know, especially when it comes to social media. If you know, she got a whole lot of what does she call them, the barbs or something like that, and they would drag this lady's story to the mud and try to make it seem like it ain't what it is, but it is that way. And this lady don't want her. You know, she won't, she wants him to stand accountable, and she's feeling like she has to defend herself because she feel like she's being lied on. So when she seen that comment, that statement from Nicki on whichever platform, I think it was Instagram, maybe even Twitter, you know, trying to explain it away as nothing at all, as them being in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. I imagine that pissed her off, and then she went on to talk about her family that's not blood, that's friends with the Kenny guy, that's pretty much on his side because they want money or houses or whatever. It's a lot going on with that. And then I can believe she's been threatened. I can believe Nicki Minaj allegedly offered her $20,000 to, pretty much recant the statement and not talk about it. It's a lot going on. It's a shame. Huda said she was taken up for her mother at Lady Tears. Of course, it's the Barbs making a threat. So absolutely, these fans is something like it. And like I mentioned at the top of the video when we were talking on Bizarro's video about how far these fans will go. You got to watch what you say. You got to be accountable for your words because you don't never know who's listening. And so yeah, Cloud said, this is very painful. Auntie, my heart is hurting. Absolutely, Cloud. This could be any of our daughters or nieces. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because we know that a lot of sexual assault victims, men and women, they will never go to the police. They will never report these crimes because they feel like they're going to be re-victimized. They feel like ain't nobody going to believe them. You know what I mean? So they just have to suffer in silence for years and years and never deal with trauma. And honestly, sadly enough, this could be why Nicki, this energy is drawn to her. What if she's suffering in silence? And you defending this man just because of what he said. And sometimes it's just best to not say nothing at all. And so, yeah. But anyway, Brandy said when someone says something, you should always take that as a red flag. I would have been perfectly fine backing out of this relationship. You can always find a man, but slander or defamation never go. Right, Brandy. Like after she found out, did she not, before she started fooling with him, did she not have nobody check him out? Like, did she hear the story because she's from the neighborhood herself? It's a lot going on. I think Nicki's dad or brother did. I do too, Misbehavior. Anyway, let's listen to one the video that you guys have been mentioning about the victims, the alleged victim's daughter speaking out, because she did speak out on Instagram. And but I found oh Lord, I hope I didn't get rid of it. I found what she said on Facebook. Lord, y'all have knocked it off. Let me try to find it again, okay? Oh, shoot. Hold on. And we'll listen to what she said about it. Because I just had it pulled up. Is it gone now? No, I think this is it, right? This is how I feel, daughter of Kenneth Petty's way. Okay, so she made this is a Facebook Live, right? And the title of it is, this is how I feel, daughter of Kenneth Petty's rape victim. And her daughter's name is Kenya, and she's also on Instagram. She says she's some kind of tarot card reader or something like that, psychic, or she's a faith healer or something like that. And that was on her Instagram. And she's got her mom, what her mom had to say on her also. And let me read you this post. She says, please share and stay tuned. I will be going live later. She did go live. My mother is a 16-year-old girl who was raped by Kenneth Petty, Nicki Minaj's husband, back in 1994. I'm tired of seeing my mom dragged through the blogs because of egotistical humans and their opinions. This is what the daughter is writing above the post. It's now time for me to tell the world how this all has affected our lives, living situations, just divided my family, etc. She said, this is not a game, not a joke. If there's time, it is time for the truth. And so the video she got posted before she said what she had to say. The video where this post is her mom, speaking out and, and telling you guys a story. I played a little bit of it. Hit the one if you want me to play the mom's video again before I play what the daughter had to say. Y'all hit the one. I played half of it. I just didn't play. I stopped at the part of where Daytime Tea Time was contacted because I wanted to go directly into the Daytime Tea Time video. So y'all hit the one if y'all want me to finish the mom's video, or either I can just go directly to what the daughter had to say about it. Nicki has to speak on this because it's getting the views. Yeah, Lady T, I can. Yeah. Nicki went out of her way to disrespect Lil' Kim, who she took her staff. Yeah, she took her staff from. Yeah, Kim never co-signed it, but I know that's right, Cloud. I feel you on that. Absolutely. But anyway, y'all hit the one if y'all want me to finish the mom's video, or we can just go right on to what the daughter had to say. Whatever you guys want to do is fine with me. Nicki is speaking. through the barbs. Right. And they're going to defend Nicki and the husband because they are fans of Nicki. We know that these barbs are vicious. Okay, because that's how they move. It sure is. Absolutely. Lord have mercy. It's a shame. But I guess you guys want me to just play the video of what the daughter, because nobody's reacting. So I'm just going to go and play a video and let you guys hear what the daughter has to say, okay? So let's do that. Hit the 1 if you guys are ready for the video. You ready for the video, Brandy? Okay, so we'll just do the video. This is what the daughter has to say about the situation, right? So let me hit it. Hold on.
This story's going to be all over the place. Listen, anxiety's out.
You're hearing the voice of the victim's daughter.
Deal with it or get the fuck up out of my life, just like I would be doing my readings. Y'all act like y'all know. I'm not gonna change my person for nobody or for nothing. You understand? I was at the club one night, y'all.
If y'all can hear it, hit the 1.
I was like 3 friends.
All right.
And I'm talking about the night was a vibe. I'm talking about it was a cool ass night. I'm out here where I'm at, and some nigga. When I'm leaving out, some nigga steps in front of me, short nigga, light skinned nigga. And he was like, yo, you look mad familiar. I said, no, I'm not familiar. I said, you don't know me. I'm not even from here. Where you from? I said, where you from? He said, I'm from.
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that the Barb's doctor's the victim. I didn't know that.
I told him my people's last name, and then he just named all my motherfucking. He named my mother. He named all her fucking brothers. It was like, I felt like my whole spirit I don't even know what y'all would call it, but I like to call it possessed, especially when I get angry. Because when I feel threatened or angry, it's like I change into a whole other person. Voice changes, gets deeper. Shit gets strong. Like it's crazy. And I just turned up with this, and I'm like, yo. I said, and I got deep. I said, what? I said, what do you know? And then because as soon as he said that, let's go back. I'm sorry. As soon as he said all of their names, he gave me a hug. He was like, yeah, you family. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, nigga, you just hugged me. Look, first of all, y'all, if y'all know me, I do not hang out with men. I don't like it. Listen, we're not doing it. But he hugged me. He's talking about we family. Okay, so now I just let you into my spirit just a little bit, okay? And before I left off, he was like, so you know Zoo. Zoo is who they call Kenny back at where they stay at, whatever I don't listen. But that's what they call him, Zoo. And as soon as this motherfucker said that, I turned the fuck up in the club. I was about to kill him. Because I already know the situation. I already know what's going on. Excuse me, and my throat chakra right now. But I already know what's going on. I already know the death threats. I already know how they feel. I already know what they want her to do. I already know what they're telling my family. I already know what my family's telling. Like, it's really deep, y'all. And,
wow.
So that shit had me alarmed. And my best friend, she knows about the situation. Of course she does, because her and my mom are close as well. Like, we're sisters. So my best friend, she was with me that night, and she went off on me. She was like, yo, this is not what we doing. Because people start pulling off their phones. Like, I just start going off on this nigga. And
wow.
She said, that's not what we doing. She was like, you already know the situation. It's to the point where my best friend knows that this is not what we need right now. We don't need that type of attention. We don't want that type of attention. But my spirit felt like I felt threatened. I'm like, bro, how the fuck? Like, as soon as, like, why out of all people, I'm fucking 22 years old, bro. How the fuck out of all people gonna ask me about a fucking however old 40-something old man? I don't know what. And it was wicked to me. It was wicked to me. It was wicked to me. It was flabbergasting to me. It was scary, and it made me feel threatened.
Oh.
I've witnessed motherfuckers coming to my house. I'm pulling up with my girl. I'm pulling up, and I'm witnessing a motherfucker putting 20 fucking bands cash on my mother's lap.
Oh.
Trying to ask my mom to write a letter.
Oh my God.
20 bands? Like, are you serious? My mom put it right back. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with people, bro? I brought you to my house, and the first thing you're trying to do is get me to recant my story for this person.
Wow.
And it's the scariest thing, because it's like, it's such a powerful person. Like, you're such an influencer. You're such an influencer. So it's like, you offer my mom $100,000, but you wouldn't even wipe your vagina with $100,000.
Oh, wow.
Or you wouldn't even do a feature for $100,000, I don't even think. You understand? Like, that shit's like...
Oh, wow. So it went from 20 to 100?
It's scary. It's deep. I feel like I shouldn't have to watch my motherfucking back when I'm walking, where I'm going. You know, I'm always trying to be on about nature, bitch. But it's like, that shit's deep. I don't wish this on nobody else's family. I promise you that. But I just wish it wasn't mine. So I guess that's kind of contradicting myself. We've had to move 3 different places, y'all. 3 different places within the city that we live in.
Wow.
Because some way, somehow, it's just somebody knew where the fuck we were.
Wow.
That shit's deep. It got to the point where on my old Facebook, some lady hit me up talking about it was some random ass page, ratchet ass name, and that she knew my mom when the situation happened, or she helped my mom when the situation happened, and she said not to tell my mom not to recant her story, or it'd be really dangerous. Like, y'all, this shit is so deep.
Wow.
Marshall's coming to my fucking house, trying to protect my mom and shit. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is really going on? Because they heard word that somebody's trying to get her, like she's being harassed. Like, bro, this shit's deep.
Wow.
I don't want to live like this, y'all. I try to smile every day. I'm not get deep with y'all.
Wow.
I come on here and I heal every day. I'm telling people that y'all can't live in negativity. I'm telling y'all that y'all gotta find the positive to the negative. This is like telling my mom to recant her story. This is like recanting my whole lifestyle right now.
Wow.
I've been contradicting myself all fucking week during healing because I haven't even been listening to none of that because this shit it's so deep. I'm finding out I got family members who I adored. Motherfucking is out here on blogs dogging my mom. Like, are you serious?
Oh. Lord have mercy.
I think it's a thing where how do you go about this situation? How do you go about this situation? Especially if they have death threats over you, and watching every move. And because I'm such an influencer, all I want to do is grow. All I want to do is grow, but I can't grow because this shit is actually. I wish I had the right words. I wish I could come on here and be fluent with this shit. I wish I could come on here and be so fluent, have the story straight up for you guys. No, I'm speaking to y'all raw. This is how I feel.
Wow.
What the fuck is $20,000? What the fuck is $100,000? What the fuck is death threats? What the fuck is marshals? What the fuck is all of this shit?
Wow.
I feel like, listen. So I had somebody on my old Facebook. I hope I have these receipts. I hope I have these receipts. Somebody on my old Facebook sent me one of Nicki Minaj's #1 fucking fans. I'm talking about send me one of his pictures from his Twitter. One of his posts said, "When are we gonna find this woman or something?" Don't mark my fucking words, but it was along the lines of when they gotta find my mother.
Oh,
and
God.
then Nicki she literally fucking retweeted that shit.
Oh, no.
I gotta find that shit.
Oh, my God.
I gotta find that shit. I think the lady sent me both of the screenshots. That shit's scary.
Wow.
That shit's scary, and it's like, are you serious? This is what y'all want to do? Y'all want to find her?
Wow.
And then you guys find, and then what? And then what? This is exactly why victims don't come out. How many of y'all motherfuckers was molested?
Yep. That's
How many of y'all told?
She telling the truth.
She could not run home and tell the foster family that she was raised with. So she had to run to the school office so something could get done right then and there.
Wow.
And then still got dragged about that shit later. My
Who's
mom
Kenneth
had changed her
Hooper?
life at 60. First time, my mom
What
was
is
getting
going
molested since she
on?
was
Hold on.
4 years old.
Kenneth Cooper says, y'all hate Nicki for no I don't hate nobody. This is a reaction video. Brandon, if you still on here, there's somebody named Kenneth Cooper. Can you please get him out of my chat? Because this ain't that. I told you Nicki was engaging with the boy. Yeah, Hoodoo, you said she throw a rock and hide her head. And I heard also read you said that they doxed her and put her information in a in the comment section or whatever. It's social media, so I absolutely believe you. So yeah, I mean it's common practice. Absolutely. It don't make no sense, and that we know that honey it's vicious on social media. And for something like this so serious, and Nicki Minaj has a huge following, I would imagine they would be afraid. You got the U.S. Marshals coming to your house because they know something's going on. You're gonna offer this woman $20,000. You're gonna go from $20,000, and she turned it down. And you went to $100,000, and then you got family siding with the dude because they want money as well. It's madness, and I would be afraid too. Absolutely. Brady, did you get the troll out of here? Let me know if you blocked her. Okay, thank you. So anyway, guys, let's listen to a little bit more. And I'm sorry this video is so long, but I absolutely we may do another video about this. There's a lot going on. I got to do more research because I'm really hooked on the story now. So yeah. So yeah. Let's finish.
4. Same family, foster family that molested her, molested me. Molested my grandmother. Molested my uncles. Like, come on. But we're not even supposed to get into that. It's not even to drag them, but what I'm saying is, who the fuck's gonna run? No, she ran to school, y'all. The fuck?
Wow.
But some things, every family mass that shit. Every family mass sexual fucking mishaps that happen. A lot of motherfuckers ain't out here talking about that shit. But for hers to have to resurface, like, yo, she's been getting molested since she was 4 years old. And she's masked all of that, and then something publicly happens, and then now she feels like, damn, okay, she didn't even rebuttal nobody. She did not rebuttal anybody. All she did was watch the comments. All my mom did was watch the comments as people and their fucking opinions and their fucking conspiracy theories and what they thought happened and what could happen. Like, listen, she watched the comments, but then they start coming out like, hey, you should talk to the blogs. The blogs is reaching out to you. The blogs is reaching out to other family members. Now they're fucking talking. Now it's too much going on. Now my mom has to speak up and tell her motherfuckers how to start. My mom waited 9 months, y'all, to make a motherfucking video about this shit.
Wow.
Maybe if we go public about it, maybe the death threats will stop. But no, it's probably gonna get deeper. This motherfucking Nicki fan wrote that shit, and that's just scary because I know these super bards. Like, listen, I'm sorry, ladies, but one thing about it, it's like, bro, just let us let us chill. I can't even walk in the house and hug my 5-year-old sister. I can't walk in the house and say, hello, Mom. I can't. That shit's it's stupid. It's really out of control. It's to the point that it has divided my family because it's like everybody has their opinions. You know, some people want you to speak out. Some people want you to just shut the fuck up and not say nothing, but you shut the fuck up and not say nothing, and then what happens? And then it's crazy because it's like my mom. But I remember she told me this story, and it used to make me sick to my stomach. I couldn't imagine as a schoolmate seeing somebody run to school with their clothes ripped from fucking here to here.
Oh my God.
Blood dripping out. What? What the fuck happened to you? She was taken advantage of. And it's just sickening how it could come to light with somebody so influential. And it's just sickening because it's like, I loved Nicki Minaj. I'm talking about my whole life. Like, since I was a little fucking girl, what the fuck? I knew all her songs. And now it's to the point where I hear her music, it's just like, bro, cut that shit off. Because it hurts my heart.
Wow.
It gets that deep.
Wow. My God.
My brothers don't even have much to say about the shit. Like, they don't even know what to say. My brothers aren't even as, like, outgoing as me to even be doing videos and shit, but they hold a lot of their shit.
You miss Manny.
Too, because it's like, what can't we do? We can't do anything. My mom isn't looking for attention. She just wants to be left alone.
Oh.
She wants to be able to be at the house that she bought for herself and was so happy to have, that she had to leave because somebody called her and said that she has money on her head. Like, that shit's stupid. Like, it's stupid. God. It's deep. Like, stupidly deep.
Wow.
It came to light after all the years. Yeah, let's do that. We could just talk. Yeah, it came to light after all the fucking years because the fans, Nicki's fans, or whoever the fuck was trying to be nosy and find out who the fuck her new boo was, they looked up his rap sheets. Like, what? They found out. They found out and they brought that shit to light. And they dragged Nicki about that shit. Oh, you're fucking with a pedophile. You're fucking with a rapist. You're fucking with, like, they dragged her about it. They brought that shit to light. 26 years later. Why? Because she popped out with him.
Wow. And
because she popped out with him, you expect us to change everything because you want to bring him to more light. And it's like, bro, what? No, that's not how it's supposed to work. I'm over here getting motherfucking oil. Listen, I'm not even on here to drag Nicki. I'm not on here to drag anybody. What I'm on here to do is speak my motherfucking reality. Wow. One thing about it, that shit hurts. Wow. I can't be with my mom. Fuck it. That's just what it is. I can't be with my mom. That's just deep. Why can't I be with my mom? Because my mom is scared for her fucking life because she has to recant a story with somebody who's being brought to light. And that's not how this shit is supposed to work.
Wow.
That's not how it's supposed to work. And my mom is being dragged up.
Oh my God.
My mother is being dragged, like, literally. If somebody says, excuse me to my mother, too rough, you good? You understand? Like, so it's like I can't go on here and rebuttal every single last person. That's not even in my spirit.
Oh, I feel so bad for this daughter.
But she's a liar. She's a bitch. She's a slut. She's a hoe. She probably wanted it. She's probably lying. Like, it's just what?
My God. Poor baby.
Okay, say my mom would have took that fucking little petty ass money if she had that type of mentality. But no, she did not. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers are going to blow over $100,000 or however much money anybody offers them because of a story. Everybody who, fucking, what was it? Usher and the girl he gave herpes to, money was involved. Everybody who had celebrity, money. But people who genuinely went through some trauma from this shit is not going to take that shit. My mom is not that type of person. That's not how she raised me or none of my other siblings to be. That shit's deep. You got bloggers dragging my mom just because they were able to speak to Nicki about the situation. Nicki lied about the situation. Like, it's deep. It's deep. And it's like, what pool do you have?
Wow.
What pool do you have? Like, none. None. I don't even see the negative comments. That's just how spirit works. I'm just saying, like, the previous show. I'm not doing all that. Why? Because I don't know.
Wow.
All I know is what the fuck he did to my mother and how that shit went about. Everything else, yeah.
Wow.
That's how I feel about the situation. I feel like it's too deep. I feel like my mom shouldn't have to run. I feel like I should be able to pull up on my mother whenever the fuck I want to, but I can't. I should feel like I should be able to go out and enjoy myself without having to watch my fucking back everywhere I go. I feel like what do you do? Like that's how I feel. It's like what, like I don't know, y'all. I really don't know.
Wow.
I don't know if y'all expected for me to come on here and people who crying and shit. Like, that's not what my intentions was. My intentions was to come on here and tell you how deep this shit is. How it's affecting us. How I gotta live now. How all these weird ass situations that we've been put in. My mom having to leave so many times. You know how much money that costs? You know how much sacrifice that is?
Well, is it the end of it?
Listen, like I said, we're not on here. I'm not on here to drag Nicki. It's not about.
They're concerned about the comment.
It's about how,
but not about 3 generations. Oh,
that's
true. I agree with that.
I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all, and I promise you that. Like, I promise you.
Wow, that's a very a very deep statement for right there, because it says four says they more concerned about a comment Nicki made, but not about 3 generations of rape. I think that I think that's not what the deal is. They are speaking out. Apparently, according to the daughter, you know, they speaking out because they're tired of being threatened. You know, Nicki's fans, these barbs, are dragging this woman and her whole family, and some of her family that is money hungry is helping these barbs and these Nicki fans, you know, drag this lady, try to make her a mockery of her, you know, trying to scare her into silence. You know, they've offered her money, they've threatened her, the police are involved, and now they feel like they need to speak out publicly in hopes that, you know, they won't be hurt. You know, it's a lot of crazy people on the internet. Do you see what I'm saying? And they done dox the people. They put out public information. That's why they have to keep moving. But when it comes to that trauma, that generational trauma, that generational curse, you know, if nobody ever speaks about it, that we are used to, especially as some of us black folks are used to hearing when we came up. What do we used to hear? What go on in my house, stay in my house? And generations and generations have to deal with the same type of trauma, girls and boys, because it's never spoken about. You know, that's part of the one thing that is so traumatizing, and it adds so much mental illness to this community. We have to deal with so much at one point in this community. There is a lot to deal with. But one thing that we don't widely speak about is because black folks is literally of the police, and we have every right to be, but you do not have to suffer in silence. You can speak up. You don't have to be quiet when somebody do something to you. And I think at the end of this, Nicki Minaj started it by trying to say that what happened, that man, her husband didn't assault that girl. And she didn't appreciate that. She was like, hey, wait a minute. I'm not this whore. I'm not this slut. I wasn't his girlfriend. He did assault me. You know, and he did via the courts. He did what she said she did. Else he wouldn't be convicted. Else he wouldn't be on the sex offender registry right now. You know, he don't like the fact that he got to register. He don't like the fact that in certain places he can't go because he is a sex offender. It is in the court. He has been charged and convicted. He's on the registry. And it don't matter what Nicki or the Barb say. That is a fact. The courts felt like he assaulted this woman. You know, I hate that they feel like they have to defend themselves on social media. I hate that this young woman feels like she's got to come on here and try to express the amount of pain that her family is undergoing, largely in part because of the statement that Nicki made on social media. That don't make no sense, guys, and I feel so bad for this family. And I really wanted to share this story with you guys, and I'm still going to keep looking into it because I'm like, wow. And like I said earlier, Nicki's got a history of this. She really does. Manny said it, Miss Olivia, do you think Nicki a sex addict and that man please her sexually? That's why capping so hard. No, as a megastar, it's too much. It's too much to go through over a normal guy. Her ex have a bit. I don't think. I think what's going on with Nicki Minaj, Mandy, is she dealt with some type of childhood trauma as well, and she's never got help for it, and that's why she's drawing these type of men towards her. You know, she's defending them, and they wrong, and it's just a bad situation because she's not dealing with her childhood trauma either. That is what I think is going on with her. Hoodoo said actually it wasn't about the statement she made. It was her actions behind the scenes. The threats and such. You must be a barb too. Who you talking to, Hoodoo? Brand said, I'm just glad y'all always talk about that with us. Yeah, absolutely. You never have, ain't nobody got no right to put their hands on you. Do you see what I'm saying? You don't have to be silent. You can always tell somebody. And one of the things that we're never dealing with in the black community, in a lot of communities, not just in the black community, you know, you got a family member or a family friend or whatever just doing stuff to you for years and years and nobody ever speaks about it. And it can go on for generations after generations. You know, that 4-person. Up at the top up here, let me scroll back up. But it's just horrible. Yeah, I don't think they're more concerned about the comment. Yeah, you know. Yeah, no. It's just people don't know how to deal with stuff. This type of trauma on their own. That's why you have to talk and speak up and you have to say something. It's okay to say something. You know. And don't listen to people saying that they ain't gonna believe you or, you know, whatever. Tell somebody. And you guys know that I always, until I'm proven wrong, I will always stand behind the alleged victim until we find out differently. I'm going to take you at your word when you tell me somebody did something inappropriate to you. I'm going to believe you. And if it so happened to come out that it didn't happen, then so be it. But I'm going to believe the victim. I'm going to believe you. It's going to happen. You know, and so, yeah. And I hate that. I hate that. I hate that social media is so crazy. Don't make no sense. This woman got her right to tell her story, y'all. She really does. You know, so anyway, that's pretty much all I got. Y'all, we've been on here for 2 hours and 38 minutes. And, but I really wanted to share these videos with you guys. I believe this is all the videos I got right now. Manny said Nicki definitely went through something. Yeah, because she allegedly beat it. Yeah, I agree, Manny. Yeah, she been through something. Yeah, but I was going to block that bullshit. Yeah. Who? Oh, you saying that's who you believe, Nicki? You believe in the victim, Brandy? Yeah, I believe her too. Just listening to Miss O commentary, not trying to argue with anyone. Yeah, it's cool. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You know what I mean? And we just want to really, you know, do a reaction video so that we can share our opinions as well over here. Because this story is, you know, it's gaining traction more and more every day. I mean, I've been looking at it for a couple of days now. Do you see what I'm saying? But now it's to the point to where I said, well, okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go home to do a reaction video because the actual victim has spoken up, and I just wanted to play what the victim said at first. Then come to find out, Candace Daytime Tea Time, she shared what happened, her trauma with Candace Daytime Tea Time 2 years ago, back in 2018. That's crazy. Thanks, Season of the Witch. Brady said the narrative Hoodoo Nicki should be held responsible for her comments because she a public figure. Right. Will you keep us? Absolutely, I will, Hoodoo, because I'm on it now. I'm interested now. You know, because I had just talked, like I said, I had just brought, you know, I think somebody named the Soap or something like that brought up the subject of these crazy fans. And you got to watch what you say. You know, like if you're a content creator, vlogger or something like that, you're an entertainer that's visible on social media. You have to be careful of what you say and never, you know, go too far, because these fans will go out and do something to these people. You know, and nobody don't want this family's life to be in danger because this woman was victimized. I mean, via the courts, she is a victim. If they didn't think he was guilty, he would not be in jail. He would not be on the sex offender registry right now. You know, and you can't just explain it away. You know, he was convicted of it. He have to, you know, register everywhere he go. There are certain places in this country that he cannot go because he is a sexual offender. You know, and so yeah, I agree with that. Udo, the Barb's cult. You know what I mean? She said, yes, sir, Braswell, I can agree with that. But the dangerousness comes from the cult. You're absolutely right. They already the doctor. That's the reason why she got to keep moving, because they keep finding out where she living. You know, and that's sad. But like I said, guys, that's all I got. I am going to get out of here. Thank you. I'm sorry it lasted so long, but y'all know when I sink my I love true crime videos, and I'm just going to keep looking up and see if I can find out some more and more stuff. And if I do, I will, you know, come back and tell you guys. I'm so happy to my members button is being reviewed right now. And so when they approve that members button, I hope that you guys will join the members, you know, the members only or whatever you call it. Because it took me forever to try to unlock it, but I'm trying to now. So everything is under review. I get that button up. I hope that you guys will join the members page, the members part of my channel, so that we can have more and more types of these discussions. We are in the B sector, but we still from time to time can veer off in the members only part and talk about other subjects besides you know, beef sector drama. But I'm so glad that there's nothing really going on around the beef sector right now. At least it wasn't when I started this video, and I wasn't impressed by nothing that I saw this weekend. So that's what prompted me to do, because this story is crazy. Like, I feel scared for them people. You know, I feel scared for them. And I feel sorry for that mom, because she is being re-victimized. They're a victim trying to victim shame her, as you know, into silence. They threatened her life. They didn't offer her money to recount her story. It's a lot going on. You know, they're trying to defame her character. You know, it's a lot, but I wish them well. God bless them. You know, but I'm going to get off. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for participating. Thank you guys for being so interactive and sharing your comments and opinions. Do you see what I'm saying? We wasn't there. Everything here is allegedly, but you have a right to your opinion. You know, one way or the other, there's always more than one side to a story. You know, there's the person's side, there's the other person's side, and then there's the truth. You know, and so when it's on a social media platform and it's so visible, when it comes to somebody like Nicki Minaj, a lot of people are going to talk about it, and that's what we did today. That's what we did today, y'all. We did a reaction video. So yeah, thank you guys for liking my thank you, Manny. Congrats for once, Manny. Hey, A-Class. Up there, yeah, you know I love them true crime videos, A-Class. Manny, what you thinking before, babes? But you're welcome, whatever you thinking before. So y'all, please, I forgot to say it, but guys, please hit the like button, if you will. And I keep trying to, you know, find out some more info. Yeah, absolutely. The Four says, I'm not a barb. Why can't I have my opinion? You can have your opinion. I haven't, you know, you've been showing your opinion throughout the video. You've been with me this whole time, For. You have every right to form your opinion. Absolutely. And y'all know how we do it over here. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, you have every right. And thanks for joining me, all of y'all. For A-Class, Manny, Season of the Witch, everybody. Thank you guys, Brand, for, like I said, for sharing your opinions. So there's nothing wrong with sharing your opinions. And don't make nobody, you know, make you feel bad about what you think about the situation. Because we wasn't there. That's why everything is alleged, okay? Everything from his side to her side to Nicki's side to the family side, everything is alleged because I wasn't there. This allegedly happened, but it's a fact that he has been convicted of doing something to this girl, and that is why he's a sexual offender. That's why he's on the sex offender registry. Absolutely. So that actually happened. That's a fact, you know. Yeah, man, this under review. I'm trying to get it up. But thank you, though. Thank you for saying that. I tried to do it this morning before I went live. That's why I was a little late this morning. trying to figure it out. I didn't know it was. I thought you just had to turn the thing on, child. I had no idea you had to go through all of that. It's a lot going on. But they review it, and then I'll turn it on. But anyway, in the meantime, in between time, people, but don't get mad for when we voice her. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Please hit that like button on the way out the door if you haven't. Please hit that share button as well as that subscribe button. Hit that bell and hit the all button so that you will be notified when I come live next time, post a video or whatever. Be looking out for that join, that members button. And hopefully you can join the members only part of the channel and we can have more of these types of discussions, right? Okay, especially when things is dry in the beef sector, y'all. All right, we got to talk about something. I don't mind at all. And so, yeah, but I'm going to get off here. You guys have a nice rest of your day. Sorry the video was so long. It was a lot of content to go to, but thanks for sticking with me, guys. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Okay, love you guys so much. Bye-bye. Peace.